Hello and welcome to the JB&M Sports Fanatic channel. What's good with you? And so here we go. We've got some Sunday night football here, and we've got the New England Patriots. We've got the Washington Commanders here. Two teams that feel like they drafted their quarterback of the future here this past offseason, of course. And so we're excited to see how these young guys are going to pan out. And so we won't get to take a look at Jaden Daniels tonight, but we will get to look at Drake May for the Patriots tonight. So got that to look forward to. We've got Lewis here to start us off. Lewis says, let's go, Pats. And so, hey, I appreciate that right there. We've got Laney as well. Laney says, let's go, Pats. Loving the Patriot energy here. RC in the building. What's good with you? And RC says, JB, what up, Cub? What's good with you? What's good with you? Oh, man. And so Lewis says, oh man, this preseason. And so what's the record looking like right now for you, Lewis? And RC says Titans versus Seahawks in the Super Bowl this year. And so, oh man, RC, someone's going to think that you're on one with statements like that. I mean, Titans and the Seahawks, man. I mean, you must have a crystal ball that you can see the future if that's the case. RC says, JB, that was a troll comment. And so, man, you're telling me, you're telling me. But nah, I mean, I did watch some of the Titans and Saints earlier though, and so Will Levis looked impressive. They're obviously going against backups earlier there for that one, but yeah, definitely a troll comment if ever I saw one. And let's see, Joe says, "Hi, Josh. Let's go Washington." And so we've got one for Washington here. And so, but yes, Lewis says going over 36 tonight. You say you don't know why and how, but the way things are going, let's go. And so he says you just can't explain it. I'll tell you this much, Lewis. I know that Jacoby Brissett, he's probably going to get 1 to 2 series first for the Patriots. And then after that, we can finally put him on the bench there and take a good look at Drake May. He's expected to play once he gets in, probably second or third series all the way until halftime. And so that'd be a nice look there. Then at halftime, they'll probably turn it over to, I wonder if they'll go to Joe Milton next or Zappe, but they're playing all four quarterbacks tonight. So, which is very irritating because I'm like, you guys know you're not going to keep Bailey Zappe at this point. Why take away the reps from somebody else? But they never listen to JB. And so, Braden, what's good? What's good, Braden? Tell me you're rooting Patriots today. And let's see, RC says, did his Cardinals ever come back, bro? You turned it off. And so, yeah, when you turned it off, JB probably already had turned it off there. And so I didn't see the final score for that game there, but I saw the Broncos pretty much had control in that one. I believe Zach Wilson finished today with like 205 yards passing, 1 touchdown, no interception. So I'm pretty confident they won that game. I just don't remember the final score for that one. Oh, yeah, did they? Did they? Yeah, the Broncos won 38-12 earlier. So yeah, your Cardinals, they pretty much folded and say we'll wait to the regular season. That's a fact. So Mike, Magic Mike, what's good with you? Mike says skinny jeans are so out of style. He said this is not 2022. And so tell him, Mike. RC says, JB, you got 3 teams. You don't trust not one of them. You know what they say. If you got 3 teams, you really got none at that point. If you got 3 teams, you got none. So, but yeah, JB understands. JB understands. But man, I mean, wow, there's been so many things that we've seen, throughout this preseason. And so, I mean, you guys tell me what's real that we saw throughout preseason in terms of like which players are probably that much better this year, in your opinion, and which one is fool's gold out here. Like which players, they may have looked good in the preseason, but you're still not buying it. They're as bad as they, are expected to be and have been over the last couple of seasons. So if anybody comes to mind for that, you let JB know in the comment section. Who's for real? Who's fake? And let's see. RC says the Bears. And so are you saying the Bears are real? And Lewis says, I'm going to take a shot for every like JB gets tonight. You heard that? Like it up there because Lewis, he loves taking shots here. But definitely, if we start getting into the 20s and stuff like that, Lewis, we're going to have to sit you down here. Remember, it's only preseason, so keep that in mind. Lewis says he's on 3 right now. So we need more likes. Absolutely. And yeah, and just looking into the future, obviously next week we won't have any NFL games because everybody's gonna be making their roster cuts and just getting ready for week one. So the next obviously NFL game that we have will be the Ravens and Chiefs. However, that doesn't mean that you won't see your boy next week because I will be streaming. My next stream is going to be Thursday, and I'm going to be streaming when the University of Minnesota takes on the University of North Carolina. And so that's right, the official week one of college football. I'll be streaming that one on Thursday. So we'll get that. Saturday, I've got 3 streams set up for Saturday and stuff like that. The Clemson Georgia game, the Miami Florida game, and the Notre Dame and Texas A&M game. So keep that in mind. Laney says, take shots. Let's see. Lewis says, couldn't drink last night. SMU messed up the mood. Oh, man, they tried. They tried. But luckily, JB was victorious in the end. But, man, the route it took to get there. But here we go, guys. Kickoff on the way. Patriots getting the football first. Let's go. You're getting a return at the 10. He's at the 20. Oh, he got tripped up there at the 23-yard line there. And that was Jalen Reagor on the return. He's getting up kind of wobbly there. So now Jacoby Brissett, all he has to do is just go out there and look decent, and he will secure that starting job for week one. The coaching staff is doing everything that they can to pretty much hand him this job, but he's got to go out there and say, all right, I want this job here. So we're going to see how this plays out. Lewis says +2. RC says Minnesota football, let's go. You say you love the Minnesota teams, even the ones you don't root for. Okay, bet. All right, Patriots with the football from their own 23-yard line, shotgun formation. Jacoby Brissett in there at quarterback, getting the first couple reps. He's expected for a series of 2. Gets the snap, throws it, and oh man, we can't even hit the back out the backfield. Come on, bro, it was right there. I mean, it's the first play of the game. All right, JB's going to calm down though, but that was Gibson in the backfield. They tried to get that one too. Second down coming up, 2nd and 10. And again, we just need to see some positive stuff here from Jacoby Brissett because they really want him to be the starting quarterback to start off this year. But I've seen nothing in terms of the preseason that really says that he's any better. But I get it. He's the veteran. He's used to the system. Let's see. 2nd and 10, shotgun again. It's a draw play off the left side. Gibson going to pick up about 5 yards there on the carry. His first carry of the game. And again, Antonio Gibson getting the start back there in the backfield. One of the new additions that came over from the Washington Commanders. Had this been a regular season game, probably would have harped on that a little bit more. And Braden says Bryce Young is going to be better. And you say Trey Lance is going to be in the UFL. And so get your tickets. If you got a UFL team, he may be coming to a team near you. All right, 3rd and 5. Receiver goes in motion. Gets the snap. Commander sending pressure. Throws it. This time he does get it to the running back at the backfield. That's going to be a first down. Goes to the bounce at about the 44-yard line, and that's a first down for the New England Patriots here on the first possession of the game. And so there you go. Picked up 13 yards on the play and a first down. Let's see. Lewis says, oh, shoot, I owe 3. You say long game? Long game. But Braden, you bring up an interesting point there about Bryce Young. I agree that he's going to be better. It's just a question of what does better mean? Does it mean that Carolina's going to finish, above last place? It's the NFL. Anything can happen, but I do not see that. At best, I see them coming in 3rd place at best. All right, another carry here for Gibson and another 5 yards on the play. 2nd down coming up, 2nd and 5 for the Patriots 46-yard line here on this current drive. And again, they are moving the ball. And Gibson's got himself a nice role here this year behind Stevenson and the offense because we know Gibson, there's many ways the Patriots can utilize him. So I love the addition of adding a guy like Gibson to that backfield. All right, we got a receiver going in motion. 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back in the backfield. Ball currently right now at the 46-yard line. And they're going to hand it to Gibson off the right side. Makes a guy miss. Shakes away from another guy. Takes on the contact. Picked up the first down. That was 7 yards in the play right there. And another first down here for the New England Patriots. And so still first drive right now. They are moving the ball. And so Joe says Washington playing the backups. And so, well, be that as it may, we will take all the positive momentum we can get right now. We're not the only team that played against the backups. I believe Indianapolis played against backups too. And we saw what happened with Anthony Richardson. All right, 12:30 to go here in the first. Up under center. Fakes it. Oh, gets him for the sack. Gets him for the sack. Cannot have that happening. And Brissett getting up kind of slow there. They definitely don't want to see him banged up, but Brissett knows he's not coming out this game. He does not want to come out this game. He knows how important this is. All he's got to do is just conduct a scoring drive, and I believe that's all they ask of him, and they will go ahead and concede the job to him, I feel like. All right, here we go. 2nd and 17. Shotgun formation. Gets the snap. Brissett throws it. That's going to be completed over the middle there to the tight end, Jaheim Bell, one of the rookies there out of Florida State, was the New England Patriots 7th round draft pick this year. But he has a lot of upside to his game. So that was a pickup of 6 yards. And now we're looking at 3rd and 11. So still 3rd and long thanks to the sack 2 plays ago. So can Brissett convert here on 3rd and long here in the first quarter, 11 minutes and 15 seconds to go. Shotgun formation again for the New England Patriots. 10 seconds right now on the play clock. Snaps it. Steps up. Looking. Throws it. And that's going to be incomplete. It was on the verge of being caught there. Incomplete. Oh, man. You get a hand on it, you got to catch it. That time, Brissett had time and stuff like that. So he made the throw. And again, if you give Jacoby Brissett some time, I've seen him over the last 2 years show that he can hit that. And again, Jacoby Brissett, he was a starter for a couple of teams, including Washington a couple of games. He also had Cleveland. Let's not forget his time in Indianapolis and stuff like that. So meanwhile, punt on the way. And that's going to go into the end zone. Lewis says, oh, geez. Braden says, oh, he almost caught that. And let's see, Mike says, JB drops back. JB looking to voice 80 and taken down by Mike. Hate to see it. I could totally see that. Where's an emergency quarterback when you need one, right? Oh, man. And so, yes. Hashtag, what are you doing? That would definitely be my catchphrase on at least 5 times in the game. I mean, if I'm not saying that in the game, that probably means that we're probably in the Super Bowl at this point. Even then, I think I would still find a way to say it. I mean, I probably wouldn't say it as much if it was an Ohio State game and we were out there like completely dominating and stuff like that. Then I probably wouldn't say it as much, but I'll always find a way to say it. Always. So we got to see the Patriots come out there. Jacoby Brissett was 2 of 4 for 19 yards passing there. And so it's unknown if he'll get a second series or not and stuff like that. But we will get to see Washington get the football here coming up and see how they look offensively. And so I like the way that they utilized Gibson on that one. He had 3 carries, 17 yards, and he also had a catch for 13 yards as well. And Brissett did have a nice pass that was just off the hand of the receiver there. Let's see. Mike says NFL ticket is a ripoff. And so absolutely. Absolutely. I second that. I second that. They're asking for an arm, a leg, a thigh, and an eye. They want everything. They're that person that shows up at Thanksgiving and walks away with 8 plates, but didn't bring anything other than just a couple guests that they're not even that close to it. They just brought people to take away. That's what they're doing. They're really trying to rip things off. And what makes me mad about NFL Ticket is that, they wanted to make it to the point where we'd be able to purchase just our favorite teams and be able to like just follow their entire season, which I would have loved the package like that. Just give me the Patriots, let me just watch them and stuff like that. That plus NFL Red Zone would have been good enough for me. But no, they don't want to. They don't want to package anything like that. You got to buy the whole thing, and they're going to charge you so much. And again, for Washington, no Jaden Daniels in this one. Is that good old Jeff Driscoll in there at quarterback for the Commanders? Oh, wow. All right, trips top of the formation, one receiver bottom of the screen. They're going to hand the ball to the back, in the back, looking for space, moving his legs. Going to pick up 2 yards there. And that was Jeremy McNichols with the carry. Picked up 2 yards on the play, number 31 for the Commanders. Braden says Jaden isn't playing. No. And so, yeah, they announced that probably, I don't know, about maybe 2-3 days ago. But yeah, they had no intention of playing him in this game. Driscoll looking on the move, still looking, throws this one deep. Oh my goodness, he got the catch. How? How? Oh, I'll tell you how. There's a penalty right there. Let's see if this is going to be on the offense or not. And again, you think about the Commanders, one thing to watch is going to be who's going to be that second receiver, that third receiver. Since they did trade away Johan Dotson and stuff like that and got nothing in return in terms of receiver. So they must have some kind of plan. Oh, the receiver was out of bounds already. So the DB saw that and was like, he's out of bounds. So you can't do that. You cannot go out of bounds and then come back in bounds and be the first person to touch the football. So that's a penalty right there against the Commanders, illegal touching. So that's why he made that catch there. Mike says, oh, so yeah, Mike's not happy about that either. Lewis says, good pass. Mike says, did he say loss of down? And so, yeah, because now we're at third down here. So, and again, that's just something that you cannot run out of bounds on your own like that and then just get back in bounds to be the first person to touch the ball there. So, but here we go. Third down coming up here. 3rd and 8. Driscoll looking, throws it. Driscoll gets the completion there, and that's to the receiver, Tinsley, Mitchell Tinsley, number 18 for the Commanders, and that's going to be 10 yards and a first down here for the Commanders. So that time, felt the pressure there coming. Nice little stunt move, but it was there. Now, how Jeff Driscoll is still hanging around, it is amazing to me. Because I feel like if Driscoll was on a UFL team, I still would not want him starting, in my humble opinion. All right, 2 receivers, 2 tight ends, 1 back in the backfield. Get it to the back in the back off the right side. Still fighting forward there. Picks up about 8 yards on the ground. So Jeremy's getting busy on the ground here. He's got 2 carries for 9 yards in this one. You look at some of the key additions there. Austin Eckler coming over from the Chargers on a 2-year deal. Didn't want to be that bell cow type of back. It's not his game, but what he does do well is catching the ball out the backfield. That's what he does tremendously well. 2nd and 3. Gives it to the back again, and the back is going to be just shy of getting to that first down marker. He picked up 2 yards. At first, I thought he was going to have it, but the defense got down and stopped him. And if the audio ever starts sounding weird, let your boy JB know and stuff like that. The whole soundboard stuff tends to affect it from time to time, so do just let me know. All right, but here we go. 3rd and 1 here for the Commanders from their own 41-yard line. Trying to get a first down. Gives it to the back, and the back is going to get the first down. He should have it with forward progress. The defense thinks they got to stop, but that's a first down. So fresh new set of downs to work with again here in the first quarter with about 8 minutes to go here in the first. Commanders, this is their first offensive drive here, and they're moving the ball right now. Currently 6 plays, 22 yards. 7 minutes and 52 seconds to go here in the first. And so, weird one, what's good with you? You say, are the Pats playing their starters? Yes. Yes, Jacoby Brissett and company got the start. Although I did not see Ramondre Stevenson in there, but yes, for the most part, yes. Starters are in there in defense as well. The game plan for both teams, for the Patriots, they wanted to play their starters in this one. As for the Commanders, they didn't too much care about this one, and so they didn't play their starters in this one for the most part. All right, here we go. 2nd and 10 coming up after that last pass incomplete. That was intended for Cole Turner. From their own 42-yard line, shotgun formation, 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back. Gets the snap, looking, throws it, and it's going to be bobbled and almost intercepted, baby. You got to make that interception. Hawkins, hawk to the ball and pick it off. Let's see. Mike says, what would you think of UFL payment system where pay tier goes up each year? And so, I mean, something like that would be great, especially if you see the attendance, because obviously it's got to be worth it, right? So we need to see the in-person attendance continue to go up. But I'd love to see that. I'd love to see that. All right, 3rd and 10, shotgun here, snaps it. Driscoll looking, Driscoll on the move, throws it, caught. Oh, tackle from behind, and he's going to be short by at least 3 yards, and that's going to bring up 4th down. So they did move the ball. Commanders look good moving the ball there, but ultimately get stopped there with 7:15 left to go here in the first. So now we've got the punt unit out here for the Commanders. Lewis wants them to go for it. He says, go for it. He says, do something crazy. All right, punts on the way. Caught at the 11, and he fair catched that one, and that is what the New England Patriots will be taking over with the football here. So let's see, will Brissett get another shot? No, he will not. It's going to be Drake May coming in there at quarterback for the Patriots here, the rookie out of North Carolina. Speaking of North Carolina, just a reminder that JB's next stream is going to be Thursday, and it's going to be the University of North Carolina, where Drake May went to college at, versus the University of Minnesota. And so that should be an interesting one. Team from the ACC versus a team for the Big Ten. Again, that's this Thursday. A lot of teams have been busy with cutting some guys. I seen that the Rams cut like 12 people, I think, today and stuff like that. So, Mike, you're usually good with updates. Have you seen any noticeable players get cut that really struck you as, oh man, I thought that guy was going to make the roster? Or just anybody that comes to mind with some of the cuts that have taken place again, because a lot of teams played yesterday and stuff like that throughout their final preseason games and stuff. So a lot of it. And let's see, Word One says, I heard May is entering the field. And so you heard correct. I seen him walking out there on the field. So Drake May's about to go in there, which means Jacoby Brissett's night is done. 2 of 4 for 19 yards. That means, hey, the Patriots, they feel like they've seen enough. He's going to be their starting quarterback. They won't announce it yet, but come on. Only 4, passes and stuff like that. That tells you they never really wanted to take that deep of a look at Brissett. But it's a great opportunity for Drake May to go out there and make his case to say, hey, I'm ready when it's my time. So I'm looking forward to seeing. What I want to see from this is him connecting with his receivers. I want to see guys like Javon Baker and stuff like that go out there, obviously Polk. I want to see them guys shine and just, show some positive stuff out there. In addition to them, obviously, like Baute, he's been doing great. Butte, he's been doing really great so far. So the strong finish would bode well for him. I'm always eyeing Tyquan Thornton like, hey, bro, like you realize we do pay you to go out there and make plays for us, right? Like, so, but it'll be nice to just see how the offense looks out there up under Drake May again. Lewis says go deep, and you know what? I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. Braden says that the Rams did not cut Bennett. Maybe they didn't get to it, Braden. Maybe they didn't get to it, right? That's got to be the reason, right? But Mike, I believe I seen that Anthony Brown was cut from the Bills. That was one that popped across my screen, I think. Let's see, Joe says New England quarterback got hurt. That's why he got in the game. And so now they said before the game they only planned on playing him 1 to 2 drives. They said how they were going to play their quarterbacks. Then after that, Drake May is going to play till halftime. Then the third string quarterback should get in third quarter, and then they'll finish it out. Oh my goodness, terrible snap in the beginning. I can't believe this is not how you start off the game right here. I know it's not necessarily May's fault because that thing was bouncing on the ground there. But who is this center? I saw the same thing happen against the Eagles that costed us when Bailey Zappe was in the game. What is going on? Can we not snap out the shotgun now? You know what? This center's got to go. This center's got to go. This is outrageous. Outrageous. Now we're looking at a 2nd and 18. May looking, throws it. Gets to complete it. And so trying to stay in bounds there, and that's Polk, the receiver there. Picked up 4 yards on the play, and now we're looking at 3rd and 14. So what can you do other than get the ball out quickly, get it to your guy, hope we make a guy miss. But man, this is really aggravating right now because JB's not happy. Preseason or not, I don't want to see that type of stuff. 5 minutes and 45 seconds to go here in the first quarter of play. All right, shotgun formation, looking for someone to make a play here. 5 seconds right now on the play clock. Got to snap it. Does snap it. In the pocket. Looking. Steps up. He's going to run. Still running. And he's going to pick up the first down using his legs. So how about that? Drake May escapes the pocket, picks up 17 yards. And a first down for the New England Patriots. Lewis says bad series. Braden says great scramble by May. Yes. That is fantastic. Lewis says, let's go. It went from bad series to let's go. All right, so now May up under center, multiple tight ends on the play. Get it to the back, and the back is going to pick up about 8 yards on the play. And that's Jamichael Hasty with the carry, picks up 8 yards there. But man, my man May, I mean, he must have tripped or something because that's what happened. It's that same center that got knocked back, and our quarterback almost couldn't get the ball off on a handoff. Hashtag get him out of here. JB's seen enough. Get him out of here. Oh my goodness. The kid is bad. 2nd and 2 coming up. Trips bottom of the formation. One receiver top of the screen. One back in the backfield from their own 33-yard line. 5 seconds right now on the play clock here. Score still 0-0. Play fake. May looking. Steps up. Throws this one. Gets it to the receiver. And the receiver still running. That's a first down, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Braden says what a throw. He had multiple guys open, but he found the Patriots' 2nd-round pick there and Jalen Polk, the wide receiver out of Washington, and he picked up 29 yards and a first down. So now he's got 2 catches for 33 yards in this one. Wow, what a play. And so Black says, boo, Patriots. Lewis says, keep running the ball. Lewis. All right, here we go. 1st and 10. May up under center. 2 receivers, 2 tight ends, 1 back. Oh my goodness, another bad snap. Another bad snap. This is just this is this is bad. This is bad. This is bad. I mean, this is really bad. Braden says, "Yep, that center is done." Yeah, no love for Leverett back there. I mean, oh my goodness. 2nd and 13. He's clearly spooked out there. May throws it, got hit while he threw it, incomplete. Incomplete, although the Commanders say that they have the ball, but that incomplete. 3rd down coming up. And guys, this is the reason why New England has such a fear of throwing Drake May out there because the offensive line has been terrible. Although, granted, our starting center has not taken the snaps, in the preseason and stuff like that, David Andrews. But that being said, this does not bode well. And so, let's see. Black says you fell asleep on the SMU game, but he who cast the first stone will lead his team to victory. And that he did. He did more than lead them to victory. He led JB to victory as well. Weird One says the center is getting cut at half. And so I tap him on the shoulder right now. At the end of the first quarter, I'd be like, big dog, you're done. You're done, big dog. As Braden just said, yep, that center is done. And so let's see. Mike says who Polk. And so, yeah, Polk is a rookie receiver from the University of Washington. And so, and again, Washington was the team that made it to the championship game, but ultimately ended up losing in the championship game. They run the ball. Oh, got him in the backfield. Got him in the backfield. That time, grabbed them, pulled them back there. Jamaica was going nowhere. Oh, yeah. But just a reminder, once again, for those who are here, be sure to go ahead and press that like button and subscribe if you are new. And also, JB's next stream is going to take place this Thursday. And that's going to be between the University of North Carolina, where Drake May went to school at, versus the University of Minnesota. All right, here we go. 2nd and 12. Gets the snap. Throws it. Quick pass. Quick completion. And that is Tyquan Thornton. picks up 4 yards on the play. I would love to see what Tyquan Thornton looks like if he gets to play the entire season. I know he's got speed. I know why we drafted him to take the top off the defenses. However, I also know that he spends more time with the medical staff than he does his own teammates. So therefore, your boy's really looking to see if we can just have this guy play for the whole season. I just want to see what he looks like. Does he have it or does he not? We'll never know if he never plays. All right, but 3rd and 8 here for the Patriots. Can they convert on this 3rd down and get a 1st down? They get the snap. Looking, throws it, gets the completion. Again, I have to be hesitant when I see that the ball gets to a receiver hand to make sure that he does indeed make the catch. But yes, he did. And that's a big play and a 1st down. Wow. Drake May, he's hitting them. He's hitting them out there tonight. Braden says, yeah, May is probably starting week 1. And so, Braden, I'd like to say that, but just everything that I've heard to this point from the Patriots, I don't think that there's anything that Drake May can really do to show them like, hey, we're going to start. I know they say that it's open, but they really, really plan on playing Jacoby Brissett out there at least week 1. But I'm hoping May shows enough to prove him that, hey, give him a chance. Meanwhile, incomplete pass there. And that was Demario Douglas again who made that catch right there for 16 yards. But this time, incomplete in his direction. He was open. That's a pass you got to hit. And let's see. Black says this number 10 is subpar compared to the last one they had. Let's see. Mike says JB gonna love this next play. Really focus, JB. All right, JB's gonna focus here. Here we go. All right, so the running back's going to go out wide here. So we're going to have 5 wide on this play right now. Again, from the 18-yard line. May looking, throws it, gets the completion, keeps his footing there. Again, this is a running back, and that's going to be a touchdown. Patriots, let's go. You know what? I need to get some cannons is what I need and stuff like that. But man, 11 plays, 88 yards, over 6 minutes off the clock in terms of time possession, and the New England Patriots score a touchdown. Through the air. Drake May, 5 of 6 in this one for 71 yards passing and a touchdown. Hashtag give this kid the job. Lewis says, yes, sir. He says, yes, sir. Kick is up. Kick is good. So the extra point is good. And the Patriots lead this one 7-0 over the Commanders in this one with about 40 seconds left to go. And let's see. Meanwhile, what's the deal with Jacoby Brissett? I just seen on Twitter, like, how is Jacoby Brissett really like banged up? Because again, I can't hear the audio and stuff like that. So I know he looked like he was wobbled and stuff like that. But man, that's interesting. Interesting. And it's good to see not only Drake May get that touchdown, but I'm happy for Kevin Harris as well, because Kevin Harris is a guy who we drafted a couple of years ago. And so he's just been competing to try to really secure that 3rd running back spot, in which for the Patriots, that's an extremely important spot to have, because we have running backs that go down like 1 or 2. And let's see, Weird One says you saw Adam tweet the play that hurt Jacoby. And so, yeah, I seen that tweet that it popped up on my phone. So I looked at it and I was like, oh, man. So that could also play a role. If Brissett's not 100%, then you go ahead with the kid. I mean, after, seeing this, you go ahead with the kid if that's the case. Mike says Zappe is so done. I'm just shocked that yesterday Trey Lance went out there and threw like 5 interceptions. Like, this is what they traded a 4th-round pick for. Jerry Jones is that guy in fantasy who keeps drafting his favorite player, despite the fact that his favorite player is not good and stuff like that. But he can't see it because he's like, hey, I like this kid. Like, he probably saw a little something in college and stuff like that. It was like, hey, this is the guy I want. Jerry Jones, he has admitted that he fell in love with Paxton Lynch in the past, and he wanted to have Paxton Lynch. Can you imagine Cowboy fans if they had Paxton Lynch as their quarterback and stuff like that? So this tells me Jerry likes guys that are not good. So in future drafts, if he says he likes a guy, I'm going to avoid the guy, because the guy's just he can't judge a quarterback for nothing. for nothing. Let's see. Weird One says him and Bennett both like 5 picks in the preseason. This is preseason. This is preseason. How do you let a guy throw 5 picks in a preseason game? Is beyond me. Do we not have anybody else in camp that we can throw in there? At some point, it's about giving your guys an opportunity to go out there and really make a play. How can I tell this receiver who's, fighting for that 5th spot, like, hey, I gave you a good chance by putting a quarterback who was so bad that defenses who can't catch caught 5 of his passes and you couldn't get 5 targets because of all these interceptions? How do you justify that? I mean, if you want to see him play, invest in another UFL team just for him to go play. If you want that to happen so bad. All right, kickoff on the way. We're going to get a return by the Commanders. The 15, 20, jumps and gets flipped for no apparent reason there, but they'll start off on their own 25-yard line there, and that was Kismir Allen there on the return for 23 yards. Let's see, Mike says that Paxton is the worst. Mike says, dang, folks, 2nd round. So, yep, out of the University of Washington. And, of course, the other receiver that Washington had was drafted by the Chicago Bears. So, oh, yeah. But, hey, this has got to give the players, they like it. The only bad thing, well, the biggest bad thing is what we got going on at center. Because if our starting center goes down this year, oh, my goodness. All right, meanwhile, quick pass, caught by the receiver, and the receiver trying to fight for yards after the catch here, but there is a penalty right there on the play. Let's see what they call. And again, Jeff Driscoll in there at quarterback. Jeff Driscoll, the former University of Florida quarterback, right now in there for the Commanders. He's gotten the start so far in this one, and currently right now he is 2 of 5 for 17 yards in this one. Penalty's going to be the offense there. Pass interference, okay. So offensive pass interference there, number 89. And it's tough on those plays right there, trying to time it before you go and engage, but that time went way too early for that type of play. All right, so 23 seconds to go here in the first right now. And right now, Commanders, after that penalty, they're facing 1st and 20. Shotgun formation for their own 15-yard line right now. Driscoll gets the snap. Patriots in a little pressure. Throws it. Gets the completion there. Touches them at the 21-yard line. So that is where they'll now have the football at. And that's going to take us to the conclusion of the first quarter. And at the end of 1, it is Patriots 7, Commanders 0. But yes, thinking about quarterbacks out here throwing 5 picks, 4 picks in a preseason game. And the coach saying, we still believe in you. Because the funny part is both quarterbacks who threw, I know it was 4 for Bennett because the 5th one was called back thanks to a penalty that did not impact his decision making. But I'll just go ahead and acknowledge that. But it's so funny that both of those guys, they pretty much still have guaranteed roster spots. And so Mike says, where's Rager? Rager right now is returning our kicks. He's returning like our kickoffs. He's returning our punts right now. So he's getting the first crack at being a returner. And if he were to make the team, it is going to have to be purely off of his kick returning ability at this point. He should get some looks in there at receiver. Perhaps by the time we get to where Joe Milton gets in the game, I would anticipate, or at least most of his snaps on offense would probably come during that time. Oh, JB did not mean to press that. Not at all. And let's see, Mike says, ain't KJ good or old? KJ Osborne, he's going to be good because he's going to be someone that's going to ultimately come in there, make a difference. And I mean, he's not going to be, top receiver and stuff like that. But you saw what he did at Minnesota. So he's definitely going to be someone that's going to be relied upon. But the Patriots as an organization are going to be leaning towards, they really want to see what these young receivers, and they got a lot of young receivers, can do. But certainly he's going to be like a top 3 guy in that offense and stuff like that in terms of the wide receivers that the Patriots have. Let's see. Black says false start on JB&M, 5-yard penalty. Replay the down. And so a little preseason there, got a little antsy there. And again, Gerard Mayo, a man who was tasked with a tough assignment. It's very tough coming after a legend and Bill and inheriting a team that has a lot of work, to put it nicely, a lot of work that needs to be done. All right, but here we go for the Commanders here to start off the second quarter. Second and 14 here, shotgun formation. Three receivers on the play. Snaps the ball. It's a draw play to the left side. Trying to get to the outside. He does. Still on his feet. And he's going to pick up about 7 yards there on the carry. I'm sorry, that's like 10 yards there. I forgot they were already back there. So that's going to make it third and short there. So let's see what they call on third and short. And Gerard Mayo, again, Gerard Mayo was actually a top 10 pick by the Patriots back when he came out of the University of Tennessee at linebacker when the Patriots drafted him to start in his career. Played about, I think it's 9 seasons he played with the Patriots, if I'm not mistaken. And meanwhile, Jeff Driscoll doing Driscoll type of things, and he's going to get brought down. So Driscoll probably thought he was still in college there trying to take off and run. Not going to happen. And so let's see. Mike says, rank your top 4, predict, for the rooks. And so top 4 receivers, like in the NFL, obviously Marvin Harrison Jr., although the lawsuit against him and his father and all like that, I find that very intriguing there. But I side with Marvin Harrison Sr. as any smart person would. So we'll throw that out there. So he's definitely going to be out there because the Cardinals don't have another receiver on his level. And if Kyler Murray can play the entire season, he's going to get that one there. And as much as I want to see that, I want to say that Neighbors will be second. That's not going to happen because Daniel Jones throwing him the ball is going to prevent him from really being able to capitalize all that much. Although with his skill set, he'll still do decent, but it's going to tremendously hold him back. So I will say, because I'm also thinking about opportunities as well when it comes to some of these rookie receivers. And so second, I would have to say, and I'm trying to think of all the receivers right now out of the blue. So give me 1 second. I want to make sure I get this one in order here. Um, all right. So I like O'Dunez with Chicago. I do like that, but I feel like there's 2 other receivers there. But he'll still be in my top 4. So Marvin Harrison Jr., Rome O'Dunez. Meanwhile, for the Patriots here, that is a 14-yard pass there. Up there, I see somebody being limpy. This is we definitely don't need him getting hurt. Definitely don't need him getting hurt. If anything, his foot is getting tore up by the offensive line. That's what's happening. That foot is getting tore apart right now by his own lineman. And let's see. Mike says lawsuit. And so, yeah, essentially, because you remember the whole jersey thing that's taking place about Marvin Harrison Jr., not like they can't sell his jerseys and stuff like that. And this situation is still going on and all like that. And so at this point, it's just turned into a whole lawsuit, which at first was targeting Marvin Harrison Jr. only, but now they made amends to it to include Marvin Harrison Sr. and stuff like that. So absolutely. I think Brian Thompson Jr. for Jacksonville is someone not to sleep on in year 1 and stuff like that. I feel like he's going to have a lot of opportunities, and to whom much opportunity is given, a lot's going to happen. And let's see. I'd like to say Xavier Worthy, but I feel like Xavier Worthy is going to be more of like a second and third year type of thing. I don't think he's going to light it up as a rookie. And so I would have said Keon Coleman before, but you guys, you spooked me with Buffalo, Mike. You have spooked me with him, so I'm going to avoid him and then just close it out and say Malik Neighbors just because he's that good and stuff like that. Although with Daniel Jones at quarterback, I don't love it, but those would be the top 4. Quick pass, caught by the receiver, trying to make something happen here. Gonna lose a yard actually on the play, third down coming up. But in terms of the top receivers for the Patriots, well, Demario Douglas, he's going to be, coming back from last year's rookie year. He did great. He'll be the top guy. He'll be lined up, in the slot and stuff like that. So Demario Douglas will be 1. I'm hoping that Polk will be 2. That'll be a good sign. He should be the number 2 for us. 3 would be KJ Osborne. He'll be 3. And then at 4, whether it's going to be Baker, whether it should be Kendrick Bourne. He should be the 4. Kendrick Bourne should be the 4. And so those should be the top 4. Tyquan Thornton has an ability to get there, but as of this moment, he's not there. He's definitely not there, but he'll have some opportunities to climb in there. Meanwhile, false start here on the offense, that's going to back him up. And so, man, I mean, come on. Penalty, of course, decline. And again, right now, the score right now, Patriots 7, Commanders 0. And let's see, Mike says, throw up some poll questions, please. And so, you bet. All right, let's see. What do I have in store here? Meanwhile, punts on the way. And all right, going to stop it at the 28-yard line, which is where the Commanders will take over. Now, I can't do like I was doing prior, Mike, when I used to be able to like put the poll question above me and then like let everybody just click the button. So now I just have to type out the question and you guys put it in the chat. I believe there's a way that I can still use the like merge the other one with this one. I just got to do a little bit more research on that one. But I'll put up a question for now. Let's see. All right, so let's get that question up there. Who will win MVP this upcoming season? And let's see, Mike says, predict what next for Lance, backup, UFL, insurance sales. I'm going to put it like this, Mike. As things stand right now, the love of Jerry Jones and the $5 million, in his salary also is going to keep Trey Lance for this year. Cowboys plan on rocking 3 quarterbacks. But after this year, this is where things get interesting. They cut ties with him. I think at that point, Trey Lance ends up, I want to say UFL makes a lot of sense for him. And I want to say that somebody else is not going to make that same mistake. But something's telling me that someone else is going to try to pick up this shiny toy that they fell in love with and try to give him a chance. So we will see. Mike says MVP easy. He says it's going to be Jaden, the MVP. So, okay. You heard it here first from Mike. He says easy. So yeah, I think after this year, Cowboys cut him. Somebody picks him up, and then in the preseason he gets cut, and then he's got to really evaluate his future. Lewis says MVP is Roger Goodell. Well, right now, I mean, he's battling you with your picks right now, Lewis, and so he's fighting back. Last year, you got him good. He said not this year, and so Jaden Daniels, I'd love to see Jaden Daniels go out there and ball out. He's that X factor when we're talking about rookie of the year. He's that X factor. But in order for him to get that, that means the Commanders are going to have to really finish in the top 2 of that division, I feel like. Meanwhile, they hand the ball to the run to the back here, and he gets to the outside. So I'm seeing on a couple plays here that they are able to get to the outside with ease. But there is a flag holding on the offense. So that's going to back him up. I'm about to say Pringle ends up everywhere, doesn't he? Lewis said he just took his 6th shot. I guess that means we got 6 likes, and so let's keep the likes coming in. Look at that production in 2023. 50 touchdowns to 4 interceptions. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Last year, LSU didn't have no defense. Him and Malik Neighbor were like the soul of that team. All right, 1st and 20, throws it. Incomplete. The receiver had to turn into a DB on that play to prevent the DB from picking that one off. Oh man, Lewis, this is not the start of the weekend. Keep that in mind. This is not the start of the weekend. Second and 20. Up, we've already got a flag here. Back him up another 5 yards here, going in the wrong direction. Let's see. Laney says we got 7 likes you behind, and so I can't see the likes from this screen, and unless I check my phone and stuff like that. But since Lewis said he took 6 shots and he says he was going to take one for each like, I assume that we had 6. But hey, I appreciate that. 7 likes. That's what's up. Let's see if we can get to like 10 before we reach to halftime here. It'd be nice to reach 12. Let's see if we can get at least 10. Quick pass, complete it, and he's going to pick up. Still fighting forward there, about 6 or 7 yards there on that play. Let's see. Mike says, you're not going to get good sleep, Lewis. And so, not at all. Not at all. I can see it now. Lewis shows up for work, probably for his own company at this point with all the winning that he's been doing. And his guys are like, bruh, again? Like, you're in full season form. He has a policy at his job, just no meetings on Monday. All right, 3rd and 18. Drops back, throws it, gets the completion, and fights to about the 31-yard line, but he's going to be well shy of that first down marker. 10 minutes left to go here before halftime. Laney says, all right, so got Laney taking shots too here. So I mean, we've got the whole squad here taking shots here. Mike says, just might as well not bother going to sleep. And so Mike's got a point here. Punts on the way. All right, so he gets it from his own 14-yard line. And this is Demario Douglas. They call him Pop Douglas. Demario Douglas, the second-year receiver out of Liberty for the Patriots. And again, his rookie campaign was a very successful campaign. He did get injured, which did hinder him having more, numbers than he really would have had. But he had a pretty good season last year as a rookie. And again, just another reminder that JB's next stream is this Thursday, and it's going to be between the University of North Carolina and the University of Minnesota. Because remember, all NFL games next week, they'll be taking off next week. They'll be, finalizing rosters soon, prepping for that week 1. And so there won't be any more football until we see the Ravens and the Chiefs, in which, of course, your boy's going to be streaming that one as well. All right, so that time, the Commanders front folks said, we're not going to allow you to run that ball. All right, so 2nd and 11 coming up here with 8 minutes and 55 seconds to go. And again, the Patriots up right now 7-0. Drake May in there at quarterback here from his own 18-yard line. Gets the snap. May looking. May throws it while he got hit. Was that a catch for Tyquan Thornton or not? Will it matter? How do you guys feel about Gerard Mayo as a head coach and stuff like that? Like, just take away the dislike of the Patriots and stuff like that. How do you guys feel about Gerard Mayo specifically as a head coach? I mean, you mean to tell me I don't know why he held, because his holding wasn't helping. All right, 3rd and 11 coming up here. Throws it incomplete. Incomplete. Little confusion there. 4th down coming up. All right, let's see. Mike says, JB and chat, go through your team roster. Anyone you think getting cut you would recommend another team pick up, like the Bills tight end Stevenson? And so Bailey Zappe is always available. Now, quarterbacks are out here throwing 5 picks, and I may talk about this about Bailey Zappe and that and stuff like that. But my good, he's not going after throwing 5 picks. All right, Bailey Zappe is not even throwing 3 picks in the game and stuff like that. We got guys out here on a roster that's throwing 5 picks, and their coaches' favorites and stuff like that. Like so, I'm just saying Bailey Zappe can certainly find a job elsewhere and stuff like that. So I'm gonna take the easy one there. So Bailey Zappi, because he will get cut. Let's see. Mike says no idea about Mayo yet. Braden says I think he'll be a good coach. Going to take some time though. The thing is though, I do believe he can be a good coach. I believe that. The only thing is that we have noticed throughout the course of the NFL is that you don't always have a lot of time and stuff like that when it comes to build your team. You inherited a bad situation. Now, Gerard Mayo, he's a guy that believes in doing your job. I can tell he got that much from Bill Belichick to where he's like, okay, well, it's a difference. Bill wanted everybody to do their job, but he wanted to also control the roster. Gerard Mayo's like, look, this is your job to control the roster. I'm new here. I'm going to rely on you guys and stuff like that, which is nice. But the thing is, you'll always take the blame, regardless if you handle it yourself or the GM and stuff like that. And at some point, the max that I can see the Patriots giving him is 2 years. And do we think that the Patriots are 2 years away from really being in contention for a playoffs and stuff like that? The only way that's possible is if Drake May just goes out there and just covers a lot of holes and stuff like that. But we got receivers that are saying, hey, no thanks. I don't want to be the second highest paid receiver and stuff like that. I just don't want to play for you guys and stuff like that. We've got guys choosing the Tennessee Titans over us a couple years ago and stuff like that. So it's not like we're at a destination that's just going to be easy to attract guys to come join. So we're going to have to draft better and stuff like that, which it does feel good to see a lineman that was projected to be that's not projected to be a 5th round draft pick, taken in a first. It's nice to not see that happen. But yeah, I just hope that they give him enough time. Give him enough time and stuff like that because it's going to take time. They knew this when he took the job. It's going to take time and stuff like that. So just be patient with him. And I hope that comes from the organization. I hope that comes from the fans. He can just use a lot of patience right now because I like what they're doing. The receivers that they drafted, the quarterback they drafted. I see what they're trying to do. Although they ignored the offensive line a little too much, but hey, you got to fix some holes at a time. Got to start somewhere. So give them some time. Let's see. Braden's trying to promote Sean Clifford here. Says just get him out of there. Get him out of there. Mike says Panthers, who I always root are, waiver priority number one. And you say if Mayo can get a win with the Patriots, he's a miracle worker. You say just don't lose the room like Frank Wright. Oh man, yeah, don't have that happen. Don't have it to where we got to get somebody like that. We got to call Devin McCourty to come down from the booth or something like that, like the coach did for Jeff Saturday, and be like, "Hey, we need you to come out here and the coach. Don't let it get that bad." All right, so here goes the Commanders from their own 33-yard line. Gets the snap, shotgun formation, throws over the middle, and it's gonna be picked off. It's gonna be picked off. Oh wow! Somebody tell this man he's already down. He's just getting up and trying to run for dear life here. But I love it. I love it. And so Jeff Driscoll doing what he does best. Oh man. RC says, I don't know. RC says, JB, you tell me who will win the MVP. You say you lost. But I feel like when it comes to the MVP, in which give me 1 second because there's this thing that's just popping up and blocking some of the comments. RC says nasty MVP, nasty. I'm sorry, nasty INT. But and again, that was Joe Gills Harris there with the interception. But yes, it was nasty there. He tried to thread the needle there. Come on, come on, come on, come on. But yeah, in terms of like MVPs, there's a lot of candidates and stuff like that. I gotta remove Lamar because Derrick Henry there is gonna hold him back in terms of the MVP voting and stuff like that. Can it be Patrick Mahomes? I just feel like statistically speaking, I don't know if he's gonna necessarily have that type of like throughout the entire season, in terms of just purely looking at the numbers and stuff like that. Because the Chiefs, they're designed to where they can win without him going out there throwing 300 yards and stuff like that. Isaiah Pacheco, he's for real, and so I would have to think, if I had to say it now, who's going to be MVP? I'm going to say this year Brock Purdy gets it. This year Brock Purdy gets it. I feel like this year he gets it. Meanwhile, May trying to get it, incomplete. Incomplete. Let's see. Lenny says Stroud. And so Stroud's certainly a great candidate. A great candidate. Let's see. He says, JB, y'all got Drake June. I mean Drake April. You mean Drake May? I see what you did there. All right, 2nd and 10. This time May up under center here. Trips bottom of the formation. One receiver top of the screen. Tycon Thornton goes in motion here. They're going to hand it to the back in the back, looking for some real estate there. And he's going to pick up about 2 yards there on the carry. And again, that was Kevin Harris. Kevin Harris had the receiving touchdown earlier. But negate all of that because there is a penalty. Let's see. Mike says Chiefs roster loaded with receivers. That is true. That is true. I just feel like Kansas City is a lot more balanced and stuff like that to where they're not going to ask him to do more than he needs to do. Not every game. But Brock Purdy feels like he's on a mission here. He feels like he wants to try to show the world like he's deserving of a contract, I feel like, this upcoming year. All right, 2nd and 20. Shotgun formation here for the Patriots. May gets a snap, looking, throws it. Incomplete. Bounced off the wide receiver there. Incomplete. Mike, was that your boy Rager right there? Jalen Rager? I believe that was him, number 83. And of course, that would be him. No hands. Let's see. RC says, JB, I'm always name playing. You said Kansas City had a down year and still won it all. And so, I mean, that's what it takes. Once you learn how to win a championship and stuff like that, you realize the regular season don't really matter all that much if you know you're going to be there. And then you know when to turn it on. Meanwhile, the screen pass here. So it gets the completion. However, there is a flag here in the 2nd quarter with 7 minutes and 33 seconds to go here in the 2nd. But yeah, I mean, down year, they had a couple receivers just dropping everything in their direction between Sky Moore and also Kadarius Toney. All right, they're going to decline the penalty there. That makes sense. And so let's see. Black says, how have the Titans looked this preseason? You say you feel like they're a little forgotten during this stretch. And so it was a hard time to try to evaluate Tennessee because, like, when I watched them earlier today, I believe they were going against backups, if I'm not mistaken. I believe they were going against the backups. And so, I mean, Will Levis looked good, while he was out there. Malik Willis, he came through. He came through towards the end and they were able to win in that one. But, so they looked good in the preseason game today, but I have not monitored them in previous games and stuff like that. But it was good to see their starters go out there. And again, they did not have Hopkins out there, but Calvin Ridley, you can tell Calvin Ridley, he's going to have a big season this upcoming season. And so him and obviously Spears, the combination of Spears, Tony Pollard, but I just haven't watched enough of Tennessee in the preseason, the first couple games, to have a better evaluation other than what I saw today. But yeah, they were going against backups though, because Will Levis had guys that were basically all by themselves. A couple passes that I noticed. So let's see. Braden says, I remember when I thought Malik Willis was a first round pick. I remember, like, he had a strong hold on the chat. He did. Only person who was not afraid to say that he was not going to be that guy and stuff like that was black medicine. He was very adamant about saying Malik Willis was not that guy. And he was right. He was right. 1000% right. I mean, don't get me wrong. He was a good story and a nice guy, like I heard all this stuff when he was at the scouting combine, him helping the elderly across the street and stuff like that, nice guy, but not a great football player at the time. But I'll say that I've seen he's certainly made improvements, and I'm proud of him for the improvements that he's made. He didn't just stick with what he did like a guy like I can't think of the guy's first name, but his last name is King, and he played for University of Miami his last year. I forget his first name and all like that, but he refused to change his game. Refused to change his game. He wanted to be a dedicated bowling ball, basically. But Malik said, "All right, if I'm gonna last, I got to change my game." So I've seen some improvement from Malik Willis. Now, is he that guy? Still no. Still no. But right now, he's currently better than Trey Lance. I can say that. De'Aaron King. That's it. De'Aaron King. All right, heading to the back, and the back's going to pick up about 7 yards. Yeah, that guy refused to consider throwing the ball. When he's in there, he's purely in there for running. And that's just not going to make it ever at the NFL level. The worst thing he did was to leave the University of Houston and go to the University of Miami. That's why sometimes transferring is not always the best thing. And DJU's about to find that out the hard way. All right, 2nd and 4. In the pocket, moving around, throws it. And that is going to be completed. So threw that one on the run there. The Kings lead. Seems to be Driscoll's favorite target out there. 6 minutes and 30 seconds left to go here in the second quarter. All right, 1st and 10 here. Again, the score right now, Patriots 7, Washington 0. Lewis, what was that line at for the over-under that you took the over on? All right, they hand it to the back, and the back's going to pick up about 1 yard on the carry. Braden said Tate Martell did the same. Tate Martell spent more time in the portal than he did on the field and stuff like that. I mean, Tate Martell, he almost broke the portal by himself. Almost broke the. He treated the portal. Now this might be going back and stuff like that, but if you guys remember those early version Spyro games where you went through the portal to go to different. He treated the portal like it was that. Like my man stayed living in the portal. Went there, competed, lost the battle, never good enough, but he hit that portal. I feel like Tate Martell honestly would have been better at just playing flag football. He should have tried to play like flag football and stuff like that. Go compete with the dude that thinks he's better than Patrick Mahomes. Just go do something like that. Go do something like that. But my man went everywhere, knocked on every door possible that he could, and all of them said the same thing. Bruh, we can't use you. You is not him. You is not it. You're not even a place gap holder at that point. Like, don't get me started on Tate Martell. Like he broke the portal. All right, 3rd and 9 for the Commanders. Throws it, gets the completion and a 1st down here. So fresh into the downs to work with here for Washington as they get closer to midfield here with 5 minutes and 15 seconds to go as they trail right now 7-0 to the Pats. And so Lewis says 36. 36. He wishes he can do it all over again. He wishes he could. I'm guessing you started drinking before you made that pick there, Lewis. I mean, that's the only explanation I can think of. And let's see. Kelly, what's good with you? How are you? 1st and 10. Oh, the screenplay read on that one, snuffed it out there, and nice tackle. Ellis, I saw 53, and I was about to say, wait, Kyle Van Noy's back again? But nah, not Kyle Van Noy. I keep picturing 53 with him and stuff like that. So absolutely. But yes, Kelly gets it. He says that Kelly says that Driscoll is a wastebasket, as he was at the University of Florida as well. You say Washington is pathetic all the time. And let's see. Braden says that is true, JB. You say honestly, Martell should have switched to the tight end. And so switching positions would have been better than all those times he switched collegiate teams. It just didn't work. Throws to the receiver there. He's going to be about 4 yards shy of that first down marker. Third down coming up with about 4 minutes and 8 seconds to go. Again, Patriots still up 7-0. Let's see. Kelly says, let's go, Pats. And since I have to root for one of these teams, I don't want to, but you will. And so well, JB appreciates that. JB appreciates that. Absolutely. All right, 3rd and 4 coming up here for the Commanders. Will they be able to keep this drive going? Patriots in a little bit of pass rush here. Driscoll running as he likes to do. Now he's going to be, I think they're going to mark him short. Yeah, they're going to mark him short. 3 minutes and 28 seconds left to go. And let's see, Kelly says, I have not really checked for New England since Tom Brady left the building. And so, oh man, that's been a little while now. Let's see, Lewis says, I had enough preseason games, JB, ready for the regular season. And so that's right. Regular season won't happen next week. But what will happen next week is that here on JB Nation, on Thursday will be my next stream. And it's going to be the University of North Carolina versus University of Minnesota for that matchup there. Meanwhile, Commanders pick up the first down with ease there. That was Riley on the carry. Michael Riley, he's got 3 carries for 10 yards in this one. Number 6 there for the Commanders. And so Braden says, who's the Pats' best pass rusher? Braden, we don't know. I'm going to keep it a buck with you. We don't know. Now, there's a lot of guys out there that can get 3, 4, 5 sacks and stuff like that. But to say who's the best right now that Matthew Judon is gone and stuff like that, I honestly can't tell you. I can't tell you. I'm hoping that it's, what's that young guy that we drafted, like Keon? I forget his other name, but I'm hoping it's someone like that. But I honestly can't tell you right now because, yeah, it's just a lot of young guys, a lot of unproven guys, and guys that stepped up last year. But to say that they were the best, I can't necessarily crown anybody right now. But I'll let you know when we do have someone that we can crown. Because you've seen the number. Christian Bazemore, he had 8.5. But Christian Bazemore, he had, I believe he had a blood clot couple weeks ago, and so he's been out, because of that. And obviously, that's extremely serious, extremely serious. So you take away Christian Bazemore and what he does on defense. We just lost Matthew Judon, so it's a lot of opportunity now to see who's going to step up and be that guy. But we do have a bunch of guys that I feel like we can rotate and see who takes that spot. All right. Meanwhile, quick pass there, completed. Going to pick up a couple yards there, maybe about 4 yards there in the catch. To Marcus Rosemary Jack Saint. Let's see. Kelly says Cowboys fan here. And so, okay, well, tell me, Kelly. I know earlier in the chat we were talking about Trey Lance and stuff like that. So we won't ask you too much about that. But talk to me as a Cowboys fan. What gives you hope at the end of the day? Because right now I'm like my boy CD Lamb. I'm like, when's he going to get that new deal and stuff like that? I'm like, I know Zeke came back, but hey, he was on my team last year. So, but I still like Zeke because he went to Ohio State. But, talk to me. What can we expect from the Dallas Cowboys? What do you expect from them record-wise? Where are they going to finish in the division? How far would they go in the playoffs and stuff like that? Just anything that you can share with us. And why in the world is Trey Lance still in the roster and stuff like that? So all of that. Let's see. Kelly says, and don't give me no mess either. And so I got you. Here on JB Nation. Everybody's pretty much, for the most part, got different favorite teams. There are maybe 2 or 3 people that share the same team in terms of like the core group and stuff like that. But it's all good. It's all good. Let's see. RC says Dallas. All right, JB. Right? You say I mean like that's the best compliment I can give. All right. RC. And so Kelly doesn't like Dak either. And CD needs his new deal and fast. Like, yes. Like, I feel like it's going to be game day already, getting ready for kickoff. My man's going to get the call right before the game, sign the contract, and they're going to have to drop him out there in a helicopter and stuff like that. So that's how I see this playing out. But in all reality, though, considering the workload, I mean, if you don't have CD out there, that just hurts the offense so much. You saw what this man did last year. You saw that. The amount of targets, the amount of catches. He's proven it out there and stuff like that. And so go ahead and pay the man. Like just Jerry Jones, just pay the man. Because Jerry would be the first person to go up there and try to sell some tickets. And you can't sell no tickets if you ain't got CD Lamb going through that tunnel. Like, that's just not going to happen. Let's see. Kelly says, I personally get tired of the letdown that occurs every year. It's like a torture chamber. And so Braden says Trey Lance is RC. That would explain a lot then. That would explain a lot. But again, right now, we're at the 2-minute warning right now. And so Commanders with the football, when we come back, they're going to be facing a 2nd and 16 from the Patriots 45-yard line. But this drive, 11 plays, 38 yards, 5 minutes and 22 seconds in terms of time possession off the clock. So they're getting it. They're getting it. And so CDs, what's good? What's good? Let's see. CD says, what's good, JB? This line is awful. You said Jacoby got hurt and May has no time. And so the center can't snap. He can't snap CDs. I mean, he simply can't snap. At this point, they're going to have open tryouts. And your boy JB's got to go down there and see if I can snap it. At this point, we might get the same results, but at least we'll have an excuse then. At least we'll have an excuse. But this is just sad. This is just sad. And with all these guys getting cut, we need to eye every single center. Matter of fact, you guys, if you see somebody that gets cut, that's a center that you're like, hey, the Patriots probably can use him, even if he's a backup and stuff like that, because I know that Andrews is the main guy, but still, if Andrew goes down, we need another center and stuff like that who can actually snap the ball. That's the least we can ask for from a center, right? Be able to exchange the ball. All right, throws it to the back, and he's going to pick up about 2 yards there on the catch. 3rd down coming up, 3rd and long with 1 minute and 54 seconds to go here before halftime. And CDs is like, yeah, Andrews isn't playing because they need him for the regular season. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. But to know that we got that behind him, I can't sleep at night knowing that. JB cannot sleep at night knowing that. Let's see. RC says, Braden, now I'm Trey Sir Lancelot. Let's see. RC says, Kelly feels you think Trey Lance is better than Dak. I mean, I don't like Dak, especially in the playoffs, but I don't know about that. All right, meanwhile, let's see. What are they reviewing here? See whether or not he got out of bounds. Let's see. RC says, JB, is these brand new uniforms? Brand new uniforms. See what you did there. See what you did there. Brand new uniforms. Let's see. Braden says, if Lance takes over, you'll be happy. Of course, you'll be happy, Braden. I know why you'll be happy if that's the case. Mike says, Trey Lance over Dak. Oh, man. Oh, man. I always say this, and this is what I was trying to say to Minnesota last year when they was talking about Kirk Cousins and stuff like that. I always like to say Kirk Cousins make dozens. What does that mean? Kirk Cousins, he goes out there and he gets the ball to your key guys. Is he ever going to win you a Super Bowl? Heck no. But he'll keep you in contention. So if you're going to move on from a guy, you better make sure you got somebody better lined up and stuff like that. That's all I'm saying. So if you're going to move on from a guy like Dak, then you got to make sure you got somebody better that can take over and stuff like that. I remember we used to have these conversations about Tua until Miami just went out there and just gave him the bank and stuff like that. So, I mean, I get it. Obviously your team wants to get over the hump and stuff like that. But I feel like after this year, it's going to be Mike McCarthy. Drop the Mike McCarthy, who's going to be the one that has to pay ultimately when it's all said and done. I feel like it's going to be his job. Kelly says, our quarterbacks are super overrated, even Tony Nomo. Oh, man, the shots being fired here. Let's see, 3rd and 9, throws it, quick pass. Oh, what an excellent tackle there. Came up and stuck him. Wow, 4th down coming up, 1:30 to go here before halftime. And so Patriots with all 3 timeouts. I suspect we'll get to see that 1 minute offense, 1:30 offense. Lewis says he needs a touchdown. He needs a touchdown. Oh, man, Lewis, it's off to a rough start for real, I see. Very rough start. Extremely rough start here. All right, so 4th and 12. Punt unit is out here. Let's see who's going to be the one returning the punt here for the Patriots. I've consistently seen a couple of these guys on a kick return, but no chance to return it here. And the ball is going to, bro. Did he not see the ball? You did you not see the ball there? But hey, it'll help my team, so I'm all for it. Braden says you need a couple touchdowns, Lewis. He's not lying. He's not lying. RC says offensive shame or offensive game. Well, this is more like offensive lame if you ask JB. But hey, let's see what this minute offense looks like. Because this is if Drake May leads this one for a touchdown. Come on, we got to give the kid a chance here. Got to give the kid a chance to start week one. And again, I don't know how severe this whole Jacoby Brissett injury is, but that's certainly going to be something that I'm going to be paying attention to because I know he got banged up, but is it something that's going to keep him out for a couple weeks? All right, snaps it, gives it to the up. I was about to say this is the slowest motion I've ever seen, but there's a flag. RC says, "Let's go, Drake Brady." Drake Brady. Come on, let's not do that to the kid now. Let's not do that to the kid. Brady's one of a kind. He's an original. What Brady did cannot be replicated, but that's okay. That's my biggest problem with the NBA right now is the constant comparison of what's happened in the past and stuff like that. And it takes away the greatness of a certain player because we're always comparing them to somebody else. Whereas, the reality is they're both great. Meanwhile, deep pass there by Drake May, incomplete to Javon Baker. Come on, Javon. It's not enough just to run the route. I need to see you start wheeling in some of these, although I don't blame you so much for this one, but I need to see Javon start making some plays. Braden's like, what? Drake Brady? He's like, let's see. Braden says, agreed. JB is annoying. And so, yeah, like at some point we have to stop this whole conversation about who's the GOAT of all time and just admit there are multiple GOATs, different circumstances, different eras and stuff like that, like all kinds of different styles and stuff. But it's okay. It is okay. Leagues change. That's cool. That's cool. Mike did his thing. There will never be another Mike. Never. So let's stop pretending that somebody else can be that because it's never going to be the case. There'll always be a reason to disqualify somebody and stuff like that. And so let's just move on from it and just be like, you know what? Who's the best player this year? Those are the arguments that I care about. Who's the best player this year right now? That because that's something that we can see out there on the field, best player, best team. I'm sorry, on the court and stuff like that. So absolutely. Let's see, RC says they continue to compare Anthony Edwards to Michael Jordan every single doggone year. And so I like Ant. I do like Ant, I do. But you know what? There's a lot of good players out there. You know what? We win as a league when there's multiple players that it's like, okay, like we feel like, last year, like, well, okay, not last year, 2 years ago, it's like, oh, look at what Jokic is doing with the Nuggets and stuff like that. Oh, wow. Like this guy's amazing and stuff like that, and then for many years, everybody kept talking about Jimmy buckets and stuff like that with the Heat and stuff like that, playoff Jimmy and stuff like that, Jimmy Butler, all of that. But that's great. We like having different guys to talk about throughout the course of the era. And as RC pointed out, let's see, he says someone on Facebook said Caitlin Clark is Stephen Curry, Steve Nash, Michael Jordan, Damian Lillard, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, all rolled into one. And so you don't get why these people create these standards and stuff like that. Exactly. Let somebody else greatness be somebody else greatness and stuff like that. It is what it is. And it's okay. All right, so come on, not a lineman going to the tent. We don't need any more lineman blues right now. They've got the blues big time. Speaking of offensive lineman, Michael Jordan. All right, here we go. 2nd and 5 right now for the Pats. They're going to head to the back, and oh, he's got some room here. Makes one guy miss still on his feet here, and he's going to take it to about the 34-yard line with an excellent run here. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Fresh set of downs to work with. I'd fake snap it, fake the spike, throw it deep, find Baker. Throws to the back, and the back is going to have to get out of bounds, and he does. Okay. Okay. All right, let's see. RC says, when we compare if it's just for ceiling and floor purposes, I understand that. But when someone compares for bragging rights, that's something that takes me aback. Like, huh? And let's see. Braden says, going off on this topic, I haven't asked you about Rattler yet. LOL. Do you think he can be a starter? And so, Braden, I'm surprised. I have probably mentioned Spencer Rattler about maybe 4 times, I think, throughout the preseason. Meanwhile, nice pass there to Javon Baker. And he shakes and bakes and picks up 16 yards there on the play. JB likes it. JB likes it. I am high on this kid. And if his game ever matches his confidence, look out. This would be a W for me this season if I got to see this kid really turn into what I feel like he has the potential to become. But my boy Spencer Rattler, I'm gonna put it like this. I said it before and I say it multiple times here. I feel like Derek Carr, if he gets hurt or if the Saints start losing and it's like, late in the year, or either, it just gets to the point where his performance is so bad. If any of the three happen, which I think is a high probability that at least one of those three is going to happen, Spencer Rattler at some point I feel like will take over, probably later in the season, of course, later in the season. But whenever he gets his opportunity, if it's not this year, then next year. But whenever he gets his opportunity and all like that with the Saints, I feel like he can take that job. I feel like he can take that job. I believe in Spencer Rattler's ability. Let's not forget, a couple years ago, he was considered to be number one quarterback in the draft until he lost his job to the eventual number one quarterback. But he's been humbled. He'd had to face adversity. He went and recreated himself down there in South Carolina. When a man faces that kind of, embarrassment, but then he recovers and all that, then comes back better, I have to believe that at some point, given an opportunity, he will make the play. Speaking of making a play, that's a completion there to KJ Osborne for 10 yards there. So second down coming up about 36 seconds here. So Drake May. Let's see. RC says, JB, do you believe more in Justin or Russell? Justin. And so, and I'll get to why in a second. Oh, what a deep pass there. Now, whether or not it's going to count, I doubt it. But man, KJ Osborne for the touchdown. Let me play the horn before the referee tries to steal this moment from us. So let's see. But I believe more in Justin because for JB, here's what I'm thinking. For Russell Wilson, if he goes in there and play, you'll never see the version of what you saw from Russell Wilson with Seattle. That Russ is gone. The Russ that wanted to cook, right now, he can't even hold a pan right now. So Russell Wilson, the only reason he's probably still got a job right now, his wife is probably back there putting in a good word for him, to be honest. But I don't believe in him because why did Pittsburgh move on from their previous quarterbacks? And the ceiling for Russell Wilson is basically what those other guys was already doing. So you're basically saying we just want to make the playoffs potentially, most likely. We're okay with 9 wins if you go at Russell Wilson, which I think they will take that direction. But when it comes to, meanwhile, referees apparently took that one away. But meanwhile, when it comes to Justin Fields, is he flawed? Yes. But given the two, if Justin Fields if it ever clicks for him in his head, and which I've seen a couple, spurts here, spurts there, and stuff like that. But you think about who your offensive coordinator is. It is Arthur Smith. He's not a pass first type of guy. That is not what he wants to do and stuff like that. So if you're going to have a guy that's a run first type of guy, you can do a lot more things on the ground with a Justin Field and stuff like that. So if you can just find a way to eliminate some of those mistakes that he does, and he makes mistakes late. The hardest reason that I cannot defend him is in that fourth quarter when he gets hit and he fumbles that ball. I can't defend that and stuff like that. But for Russell Wilson, it's like, look, you've already seen him at the peak of the roller coaster. It's going down. It's going down. Why would you want to jump on a roller coaster that's already heading down? It's about to pummel and stuff like that. I mean, did the numbers look nice for the Broncos? Yeah, it looked nice. He specializes in those late fourth quarter yards and stuff like that. Did the Broncos look nice? No, they did not look nice and stuff like that. So I say with Justin Fields and stuff like that, that's going to help your running game and stuff like that. I can see Justin Fields, and I'm going to overlook Najee Harris for this moment and stuff like that. And I can see a Colorado Patterson and stuff like that. Those two, doing some type of, like either he hands it to Colorado Patterson or he keeps it himself and stuff like that. I can see that. And then when Jalen Warren comes back, import him and stuff like that. And then Najee does what Najee does. Najee needs to get out of there. He needs to get out of there. But that's another story. But Arthur Smith, no, he's not going to help you as a passer. Russell Wilson can't carry the load. He's going to go out there and get you a buck 22 for at least 6 of those games and stuff like that. So, meanwhile, 64-yard field goal attempt, no good. But man, 64 yards out, I would have applauded myself if Joey Sly would have hit that one. So that's how JB sees it. Let's see. RC says Russell Wilson is finished. Let's see. Black says, I just got back from walking Neo. Did someone in the chat say that Caitlin has the magic jump? Next comment. Let's see. Black says Arthur Smith is the final solution for those who want the Steelers to move on from Tomlin. Arthur is going to have that offense outside the top 30. And so, man. And let's see. Mike says, is the Eagles roster cheating and stuff like that? I'm going to put it to you this way, Mike. I can recall, and of course, I don't like to bring up the past too often, but I can recall back in our heyday and stuff like that, Randy Moss with the Raiders, and we were able to acquire him for a 4th-round pick and stuff like that. Randy Moss and stuff like that, before he went off with us and stuff like that. We were able to get Wes Welker from the Dolphins and stuff like that. When you're at the top, for some reason, other teams are like, yeah, let's help you stay at the top and stuff like that because, yeah, we're not there, so we don't care. So, yeah, we'll make the trade and stuff like that. So, for some reason, when you're at the top, you get that extra added bonus. It's like teams feel like, hey, if we make a trade with them, we're going to get noticed. Like, yeah, you'll get noticed. You did some dumb stuff. And so, but yeah, it's the Eagles roster cheating. It's not cheating, but it's doing what you got to do. It's saying we're all in right now. We're all in. That's what it's saying. Let's face it, Saquon, my man, been punished his entire career. Having to be with the Giants and stuff like that. Then they went and paid Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones? Like, really? That's what we doing? Paying Daniel Jones? If I was Saquon, I'd have left too. I don't care how many injuries I had and stuff like that. I know I was better than that guy. So, yeah. So some organizations, they make terrible decisions. They're bad for a reason, and that's one of them. So is the Eagles roster cheating? No, they're just smart. Teams like the Eagles, teams like the Ravens, teams like the Packers, they seem to always get it right when it comes to these, like key important decisions, especially through the draft and stuff like that, all that stuff. Let's see. Old says, how we doing, JB? Oh, what's good with you? What's good with you? You say, what a throw by Drake May. You say, Chuck needs to get his stuff together. He cost May a TD. And so, old man, tell me, did you hear any updates so far about Jacoby Brissett and what, like his situation, like injury-wise and stuff like that? If there is any more information, if so, let JB know. But yes, he cost that touchdown. Let's see. Black says, are we going to start the official 80s watch waiting for him to pop into the stream? And so good old 80s and stuff like that. Absolutely love having him. I believe he came through yesterday as well and stuff like that. He came on for the second game. Probably when you fell asleep during the SMU game, I think he might have popped in during that time. Let's see. Mike says Randy Moss and Brady was cheating. Let's see. Mike says, I really enjoyed JB and old collab. And so, yeah, we're going to do it again this Friday and stuff like that. And we're going to do it. I think it's going to be, what time did I say old? Like 5 Eastern time. And the reason for that is because we have our fantasy draft at like 8 o'clock Eastern time. And so if we start at 5, we'll be sure to finish at least about 15, 20 minutes before 8 o'clock. So that way we can, get our minds right, get focused for the fantasy draft here, and JB can find a way to bring home a championship this year. Let's see, Mike says it was cheating before Harry Roseman, JB, the Commanders. Let's see, Black says, I saw that you have back-to-back streams next week. Crazy. So, yeah, I mean, I told everybody here the next stream for JB is going to be this upcoming Thursday, the University of North Carolina versus the University of Minnesota. But what I didn't too much talk about is that obviously me and O, we're going to collab on Friday again and stuff like that. And then on Saturday, JB's doing not one, not two, but three live streams on Saturday. You best believe it. I did two this past time. I felt good. So we're going to go ahead and do three and stuff like that. The first one is going to be Clemson in Georgia. The second stream is going to be the University of Miami versus the University of Florida. And the third stream for JB is going to be when Notre Dame plays Virginia Tech. Those will be the three games that JB will be streaming. And so O says 5 p.m. Eastern time. So yes, and you say as of right now, a right shoulder injury, and he was seen making faces with trainers, touched and messed with it. And so, So old. Are we saying that there's a chance that we might have to start Drake May week 1 potentially? Because that's at this point, if it's going to be longer than a week, that's what we're looking at. And quite frankly, looking at how Drake May has played so far in this one, I really want to give the kid the keys to the car. I know what the game plan was, but I mean, JB's like, hey, like, you know, Nancy Black says, well, when you stream some tennis, you'll offer your services. You say, when I host a tennis stream, you'll offer the services on the collab. Let's see. Mike says, dang, JB3, let's go. And so, yeah, I'll do 3 and stuff like that. And hopefully we get a huge turnout. That'd be great if we have a huge turnout and stuff like that. In which, of course, like during the stream, we'll have to switch over. The biggest thing will be that first and second stream, because like the first and second stream, because after the game concludes with Clemson and Georgia, if there's any kind of a delay in that game and stuff like that, it's going to probably delay when I can start obviously the Florida and Miami one, because that comes on literally probably right at the conclusion. It may overlap a couple minutes into that, but then after that, I'll just switch over to that game there. So we'll be good for that. Let's see. Mike says, how was the college football yesterday? Mike, college football was upset city, just about upset city, but all games for the most part were good. I didn't watch the Hawaii one as much as you guys mentioned it. I didn't watch that one and stuff like that, but the other ones, they were tremendous. Like that Georgia Tech upset to beat the 10th ranked team in Florida State and stuff like that. That was a shocker. That was a shocker. If they played 10 times, JB would have thought the Florida State would have won probably 9 times, and this would have been the one time of the one thing that could possibly go wrong and stuff like that. And then you look at the SMU and the Nevada one, the game. No, I'm gonna nickname that game the Vegas call and stuff like that. The Vegas game, in which Vegas gave a call and stuff like that, and told the coach, "Hey, take your quarterback out. Take Stone out." And I ain't gonna lie, Stone, I don't know what happened to him before the game and stuff like that, but something was going on. But once he got it together in that like late second and then the second half, it was much better. It was much better. Let's see. O says, if anything, they might keep Zappe if Jacoby Brissett can't go. Ooh, you mentioned a very interesting part right there. I said put him on the practice squad. Put him on the practice squad if that's the case. But of course, somebody will probably take him. But still, that'll be interesting. But you bring up a good point I totally forgot about. Let's see. Black says, don't give Henry Ruggs the key, though. You definitely don't want to do that. Definitely don't want to do that. But guys, JB's going to step away for 1 second. I'll be right back. But got to step away for 1 second. All right, JB's back. Let's see. Black Medicine says that FAMU has a Chalopa quarterback, short and stubby. You said, dude, it's built like a mini little tank. And so this I gotta see. And you say, JB about to put on some makeup. What am I, Shannon Sharp here? Oh man, but what an interesting half it was. And of course, Drake May to save the day, basically 13 of 20 for 125 yards and a touchdown. What would have made this game a lot better would have been had we been able to see Jaden Daniels. That would have been tremendous if we could have seen Jaden Daniels today also and see both these rookie quarterbacks go after it. But I'm happy with my rookie quarterback. Let's see. Yeah, JB's not liking that trivia question. Where is the none of the above part here? All right, well, let's see again. Let's see, Black. So Black took the liberty of creating his own trivia question and chose the worst possible response. Lewis says, man, no points. Man, Lewis, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. But your boy JB is over here monitoring the CFL matchup between the Elks and Montreal, and I need Montreal to get this ball back and let their running back rush for another 6 yards. I believe I just need 6 more yards from him. If he can do that for your boy, that would be big time. That would make JB's entire weekend if that were to happen. But yeah, Lewis says he needs more points. And I mean, I don't know what to say, Lewis. I'm trying to think of a scenario where we can get to your points, but if we're keeping it a buck, you might want to throw in that towel now. Like, you might want to throw in that towel. And again, we're at halftime right now. All right, let's see. Black says, who do you think is more stable? The quarterback situation in Pittsburgh or OJ Mayo's finances? I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with OJ Mayo's finances here because Steelers' situation is a mess. They got two quarterbacks, and not one of them are looking like it's gonna be a long-term solution. So, but man, the choices we have, the choices we have. Like says, I don't know about that one. Oh man. But again, here at halftime, and some of the leading players in this one, we talked about Drake May being 13 of 20 for 125 yards passing and a touchdown. Well, Jeff Driscoll, 12 of 18 for 73 yards and an interception so far in that first half. Leading rusher in this game for the Patriots is Jermichael Hasley, 4 carries, 21 yards. And as for the Commanders, Jeremy McNichols, 5 carries, 23 yards in this one. Leading receivers, you've got Polk for the Patriots. He's got 2 catches, 33 yards. And for Washington, Tinsley has 4 catches, 37 yards. All right, Lewis says he's got to think about the next one now. He says this one's a wrap. He's got to think about the next one now. So that next one is Minnesota, North Carolina over under 50.5. And so what are you thinking, Lewis? You're taking the over? You're taking the under? Or have you decided yet that you need more time? I can see both teams, or at least one team, getting like mid 20, maybe both teams potentially. But do they? That's a good question. That's a good question. Let's see. Black says Minnesota is always sketchy. How many returning players do the Minnesota Golden Gopher? I almost said Minnesota Timberwolves. Minnesota Golden Gophers have returning. That's what I want to know. And any key transfer, because I keep forgetting that transfer portal makes all the difference. Lewis says, waiting until Wednesday injury report. So Lewis is dropping a key. Always watch the injury report. All right, kickoff here on the way. And now the third quarter is on the way. No return here by the Commanders. And so William, what's good with you? And William said he got 5 on it. And so bet. How are you doing, my guy? All right, so third quarter now getting started here, in which we only seen 1 touchdown, but man, what a touchdown. I mean, we did see Drake May throw another one, but that was called back by a flag, but that's a whole different situation there. But I seen a lot of good things there from Drake May. As for Washington and Jeff Driscoll there, he was 12 of 18 for 73 yards through the air and a pick and stuff like that. So let's see what the Commanders look like here, starting off on their own 30-yard line right now. Shotgun formation, 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back on the play. Patriots, they're showing as if they want to send a little pressure here. Let's see if they do. And they do. Quarterback throws it though, and oh, is it picked? No, it's incomplete. I thought he had it for a second. But it's incomplete. Oh man, that would have been a nice pick though. That would have been a nice one. Would have been a nice one. All right, 2nd and 10 from the shotgun. Running play up the middle, met by 2 defenders who said, we're not going to let you pass. 3rd down coming up. So can this defense get another stop here on 3rd down? Let's see. Oh, said Pats almost had another. And again, this is Tracy McSorley, another Penn State quarterback. How did Penn State put so many out there? It's beyond me. I feel like all Penn State quarterbacks come in with big names and stuff like that. Well, they get recruited with big names, and somehow it sticks with them throughout college, despite what they do. But then they end up just, getting bounced around on rosters. The 3rd and 10 on the move, trying to get to the outside. Will he get there? That's going to be a 1st down, actually. So that time, and of course, he's known to where he can do that. He'll take off and run, and that time picked up the 1st down. And so SM, the legend, what's good? And SM says, what's good, JB? How's the game going? Well, JB's enjoying it. JB's enjoying it. My team is winning. That's something that I got to enjoy, even if it's preseason. And Drake May looked great out there. So JB's happy. JB has seen what he needed to see for the most part. All right, Commander snap it out of the shotgun, gives it to the back, and he's going to pick up about 2 yards on the play. All right, let me put up a different question here. Second and 8 coming up. Throws it. It's going to be completed, and he'll pick up about 4 yards on the play. All right, so we go 3rd and 5. Looking. Gonna run again and picks up another 1st down. Got away from that tackle. And so now we're on the Patriots side of the field here. All right, so let's get that question up. Who are the top 5 teams in the NFL entering the season? You guys let me know. And let's see, Williams. Let's see. Ode says Baltimore been playing really good since coming back from injuries last year. And William says, "Old man, you a Pats fan?" Ode says, "Yep." And let's see. SM says Ernest Jones might get traded. I wonder where he goes. He's a good player, but Rams don't pay linebackers. All right, 2nd and 10, throws it, and that's going to be a first down. Picks up about a good 14 yards there on the play. Again, here in the third quarter, with the score still 7-0, Patriots on top. All right, let's see. Williams says, "Oh man, I live in Mass, and man, do I miss Tom Brady." And so, oh man, Brady is missed by many of Pat fans. All right, so from the 32-yard line of the Patriots, throws it. That's going to be incomplete. And let's see. O says, "Man, that boy is fast." And let's see. You say, "William, yeah, but you say, yeah, now we need to build the foundation and get the team better around May." All right, so looking, moving around. McSorley gonna throw it the last second and get the completion again. So using his legs, but there is a flag down. There is a flag. SM says they got to protect May, and so oh yeah. And he also says I think Omar Spates is a undrafted free agent. Is going to take his job. He was balling in the preseason, and so if that's always how they do. They're going to favor the guy that's going to come in and be the cheaper option, as you mentioned. They don't pay linebackers there, so absolutely. All right, but here we go for the Commanders here inside the red zone. Gives it to the back, and he is fighting for it. Probably picked up a yard purely due to effort on that play. 2nd down coming up here. 2nd and 9 at the Patriots 16-yard. And again, this drive right now, 11 plays, 54 yards, 3 minutes and 39 seconds term time possession so far in this one. All right, so out of the shotgun, looking, throws it, and that's going to be incomplete. So 3rd down coming up, 3rd and 9. Lewis, Lewis said, "Let's go, Washington." Lewis, you swapped on us already. Oh man. But Lewis says he needs the points here. So let's see. Braden says he'd like to see Tracy McSorley in the UFL. I think a lot of teams would like to see that too in the UFL, actually. He'd be perfect for that style of play. All right, 3rd and 9. 6 seconds right now on the play clock. Patriots sending pressure. He throws it quickly, and it's going to be incomplete. So the Patriots defense bends but don't break. 4th down coming up. Lewis says a pick six will help. He said he'll take it. A pick six will help. SM says these rookie quarterbacks are going to be fun to watch this year. Absolutely. Kick is up, and the kick is good. So Washington tacks on 3 points there. So 7-3 is our score right now. And so we're going to get to see the Patriots come out here, in which we haven't seen them since halftime. Couldn't think of it, man. It's been a good minute. They took off about 4 minutes and 26 seconds in terms of time possession, but 14 plays they ran. Let's see. William said that's tough. Top five. You said one is Kansas City. Okay. San Francisco three is tough from there. And so, okay, okay. Let's see. Black says JB's not going to be able to eat or take news because next Saturday since he's streaming 3 games in a row. And so let's see. Lewis says 26 more to go. William says busy guy. And so, yes, I mean, it just so happens to work out that way. Next Saturday, 3 streams on that day, in which, again, the Clemson Georgia game, the Florida Hurricane game, and also the Notre Dame and Virginia Tech game. Those are the 3 games. So busy slate next Saturday, but the next stream is going to be on Thursday with North Carolina and Minnesota going at it. Finally, everything from here moving forward is going to be meaningful football in terms of wins and losses. Yes, see, Braden says you're going to tire after Saturday. And so, what a good thing is, I'm off from work on Monday, and I'm also off from work that Friday prior as well. So that's the good news. That does help a little bit. So we'll see how it goes, though. This will be the ultimate test here for JB. 3 in 1 day. I mean, I did 2 last Saturday. It wasn't bad. So we'll see if the third one is the one that has JB. Like, okay, that's it. All right. So again, third quarter with 10 minutes and 34 seconds to go here in the third quarter. And Washington just kicked the field goal to get 3 points on the board. Our score right now, Patriots 7, Commanders 3. Black says, what's the over under? And you canceling 2 of those streams there. And so that would be wild. That would be wild. Kickoff on the way. All right. So the return, he's at the 25, brought down at the 25-yard line. Got your boy over here looking for a stat correction or something. I mean, 4 of my 5 player props are correct. The 5th one, the running back fell 2 yards shy of hitting the over, which would have been 5 for 5. That hurts. Let's see. Black says that would be on par. RC says when the next gonna be. So yeah, the next one is this Thursday, RC. This Thursday for the University of North Carolina versus University of Minnesota. Those streams are all set up. The only one that's not set up right now is the one that me and Old are going to be doing on Friday. Meanwhile, Joe Milton says, I'll sling it deep. And, ooh, he threw an interception. He threw an interception. Like the aggressiveness, but yeah, didn't like the result there. But there is a flag. There is a flag. That's yours. He says, talking too fast, my bad. You say, when the next stream gonna be? And so, yeah, RC, that next stream is on this Thursday. And so, yeah, this Thursday, I believe it's got to see what time again that game is between the University of North Carolina and the University of Minnesota on Thursday. Well, let's see. William said, "Oh man," and so yeah, but hey, and again, Jalen Rager was the intended receiver on that one. But yeah, he was holding the man. He was holding the man hand like he was on a date at the park, y'all. Like this is just gotta let the man go at some point. Let's see. RC says, "Oh yeah, you told me that, JB. I guess I have RSA, random selective amnesia, and so that, yeah, that might want to get that one checked out there." All right, so they hand the ball off to the back. Oh man, look at that space in front of him. Makes one guy, well, ran him over basically. Picked up about 12 yards there on the carry, 12, 13 yards there. And that is Terrell Jennings on the carry, his first carry of the game. Play fake, bootlegging, and he is going to run it for about 2, 3 yards there. Second down coming up. Again, the score right now, Patriots 7, Commanders 3 here in the third quarter with 9 minutes and 25 seconds to go. And Joe Milton the third's in there at quarterback, the rookie from Tennessee. Let's see. Braden says Joe Milton would be so good if he had if he had better accuracy. SM says fantasy draft season. You already know JB's got 2 fantasy drafts this upcoming week, Wednesday and Friday, which is why me and Oda are having our live stream earlier on Friday than we will have it, on regular times. How many fantasy leagues are you in, SM? All right, 3rd and 8. Let's see if Milton can pick up this first down. Washington with the blitz up the middle. Ball got tipped there at the line, so that's going to bring up 4th down. Incomplete. Let's see. RC says, nice arm in those clips from number 19 on New England. You say fantasy crash season. Lewis says, come on, Pats. RC says 2. And my name isn't SM, LOL. And so trying to make JB think that he's tripping here. If it was anyone that said that other than you, RC, then I'd be like, oh man, I must have said the wrong name there. But JB said it right. Let's see. RC says, JB, I got to keep the comment section bubbly. And so we know, we know, we know. Your boy's just sitting here staring here. Did a pick 5 and stuff like that for my player props. And just one player fell 2 yards shy. 2 yards shy. When his team should have let him run the ball one more time, he would have got it. And then your boy would have been 5 for 5. It would have been a night for your boy. But unfortunately, didn't happen. All right, but the punt unit is out. As actually says, JB, how long does fantasy football normally last? That's a great question. Most fantasy leagues, I think they conclude either around what, week 16, week 17, around those weeks of the regular season. But normally you probably get about a good 14 weeks from week 1 to week 14 of a regular season. So it might conclude around that week 17 and stuff like that with 3 rounds of the playoffs. So that's about how long it lasts. Usually, basically, almost the entire regular season, with the exception being maybe the last week. Some leagues might go that last week, but most people get it done. Let's see. RC says, I'm wondering how I'm going to do because sometimes I get antsy. And so, well, just remember, it's all fun and game. Like we've seen people, first time they joined, they had a lot of success that first year, right off the bat. There was a guy last year who joined my league who it was his first time playing fantasy. And honestly, he didn't know that much about football, but his team made the playoffs. After a slow start, he caught fire and stuff like that. Then there were others that their first year, they, ended up with the first pick for a reason. And mine is record based. So that tells you everything you need to know. But overall, I've never seen anybody just completely go winless in fantasy. And if you guys have ever seen it before, have you ever seen anybody go winless in a whole entire fantasy season? Let's see. RC says I'm talking about the draft. How long does the fantasy? Okay, got you, got you, got you. Yeah. So in my league, there are, I believe it's 15 rounds, and so yeah, 15 rounds. So, and each person has 1 minute because there's 16 people in my league. 16 people in my league. There's 15 draft rounds and stuff like that. And so, normally it takes us some hours to get through it and stuff like that. Like it feels like a long time before your pick comes back up and stuff like that. But I can't off the top of my head think of how many hours it actually takes. So, RC says that's called none and done, aka winless. And so, yeah, you never want to be that person who's winless in the fantasy league. That's a whole different type of embarrassment there. And let's see, Lewis says JB don't want me in his league. Lewis, if it had nothing to do with money, I didn't think you'd be interested if it has nothing to do with money. Meanwhile, look at Tracy get to the sideline there. I mean, he picked up 18 yards there on the run. And so he had a lot of green in front of him. I mean, that time he was forced to choose either the running back or the quarterback. He chose running back, quarterback kept it, and McSorley made the play. It's like, man, Lewis. All right, two tight ends, two receivers, one back. Throws it incomplete. Incomplete. Tried to sidearm that one. Incomplete. Second and 10 coming up. RC says you did some mocks and you mocked yourself. SM says I gotta do some mock drafts. You're slacking, and so oh man, JB does at least at the minimum 2 to 3 per day and stuff like that. And let's see, William says, JB, great stream. Never done this before for football. I'll be following you and nice to meet you. And so, hey, I appreciate that, man. It's great to meet you as well. And thank you for coming through. Like, hey, we have a great time. And obviously, this is the final one for the preseason here. But I cover, NFL, whether we're talking, I will cover football for both NFL and college football. So yeah, definitely come through for that. And I do a little bit of college hoops once we get a little bit closer towards like usually around Big Ten conference play, ACC conference play, all that great stuff. But yes, have your great night. And man, waking up for 5 a.m. I'm not jealous of that one, but you take care. Absolutely, you take care. All right, so fourth and 11 coming up again, third quarter at 7 minutes and 29 seconds to go. And Patriots still leading this one 7-3. Unless your RC says, JB, I am very knowledgeable in quarterbacks and running backs. You say you're half and half and hit. You said, let's see, hit OT miss with wide receivers. You said, does that sound like a winning formula in fantasy? Honestly, the biggest thing is you got to be flexible. The more you know, the more it helps. But it's about not locking in on your favorite guys, which I mentioned last time, not locking in on your favorite guys. And also, understand that, hey, it's great to have players that you really, really want on your team, but odds are, especially if you're in a league like mine where there's 16 people, someone else is most likely going to draft them. So you've got to be willing to, trust your board, trust whatever research you did and stuff like that. Trust your board, look at your positions and stuff like that. And if somebody, if when everybody else is zinging, you've got to be able to zag and stuff like that. If everybody's going crazy at receivers, that means you're probably going to have better options from running back, and vice versa. If everybody's going crazy at running backs, you'll have better options there. So it's about zinging and zagging, but at the same time, if you see that it's a landslide here, keep that in mind as well. You don't want to end up with Daniel Jones at quarterback. So keep that in mind. RC says, so leave Trevor Lawrence alone then. And so, I mean, if we're talking the highest paid quarterbacks, certainly take him. But if you're trying to win in fantasy, I've never, I mean, you never know. You never know. It's all about the board. It's all about the board. But will JB be doing it? Can't say I will. Can't say I will. SM says, I'm the same with receivers. You say, LOL, you got lucky with Puka last year. And so, oh man, that it irks JB's that I did not see that early enough to be able to take advantage of that. Because man, oh man. So who's going to be this year's Puka? That's the question. Who will it be? But I did draft CJ Stroud. He was actually my final pick in last year's fantasy draft. And although he wasn't my quarterback one that I drafted, but obviously he became quarterback one. All right, so 3rd and 9 here for the Pats. Receiver goes in motion. 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back. Milton has a lot of space in front of him. Of course, he's going to go ahead and take off and run. Still running. Still running. And he's going to get brought down to about that 36-yard line. Let's see. RC says, are there new rookies available in the fantasy football draft? And so, yes. Yes. And let's see. RC says, you mean Daniel Wrongs? Braden says, I got a guy, but I'm not saying his name. Why not, Braden? How could you hold back? RC wants to know. RC wants to know. All right. Gives it to the back here, and he's going to pick up a yard in the play. All right, let's see. 2nd and 9 coming up here again. 3 receivers, 1 tight end. The receiver goes in motion here. 6 seconds right now on the play clock, and they're at the Commander's 35-yard line, trying to get some more points here. Got to do it for Lewis. Hashtag got to do it for Lewis. Throws it. Oh my gosh, incomplete. He tried to fire that one in there. Yeah, that was not going to work. Not going to work. Let's see. RC says, JB, can you tell me about the fantasy football point accumulation system, even if you have to message me on Twitter, or do you have a link that explains that? And so, man, going off the top of my head, because I know that I've made, like alterations throughout as a commissioner and stuff like that over the years there. But typically, I want to say, like, I'll tell you this, rushing touchdowns count for more than passing touchdowns. Rushing touchdowns are kind of like 6 points. Rushing touchdowns are like 6 points. Passing is typically like 4 points, I think, traditionally speaking. Again, I got to double check where my numbers are at. I haven't looked at it since last year when I made the changes and stuff like that. In my league, you get rewarded for like chunk plays of like 20 plus yards. You'll get like an extra boost and stuff like that. But it's really tough to like explain it. But I do, if you look at the settings, I think it should allow you in the Yahoo settings to see the current makeup of how the point system work and all that. You do have that ability to do that. But off the top of my head right now, I can't think of that, like how exactly it is. And so let's see. Let's see. RC says, will Milton make the team, JB? And so I'm under the impression that Joe Milton will make the team. It'll be Zappe that gets cut, and the Pats are just going to rock with 3 quarterbacks this year. Let's see. RC says, should have had that catch, though. RC says, okay, cool. So absolutely. That's why I'm always selling people. I'm always saying, like, hey, you might want to look at that quarterback who does a little bit more rushing because, rushing touchdowns, they get rewarded a little bit more than, passing touchdowns. Although a touchdown is great, but, all right. And again, we're still here in the third quarter with 4:10 left to go here in the third, and the Patriots up 7-3. All right. Gets the shotgun, throws it, incomplete. Incomplete. Baker, the intended receiver there, Javon Baker. Fourth down coming up. All right, so here goes Chad Ryland. Kick is up, and it is good. So tack on 3 more points there for the Patriots here. That's going to make our score right now 10-3. 10-3. So, all right. So now it's a 7 point game. Lewis, you got to be happy, right? I mean, more points. You wanted more points, but tough night. Tough night. Absolutely. So now we're currently right now here at the commercial here. All right, let JB. But yeah, my first fantasy draft though is on Wednesday. I believe that Wednesday should be the one for Ryzen Rhino, if I'm not mistaken, because I'm in 3 fantasy leagues. So I think it's his fantasy league that I have that draft for. And then mine is on Friday because I always do the Friday prior to that NFL kickoff week and stuff like that. So Laney says 9 shots. And so, oh man, JB's Nation's gonna be responsible for nobody going to work on Monday. There's gonna be like a lot of people out tomorrow from work. So yeah. Oh man, JB was almost with y'all, but unfortunately, 2 yards. My man came 2 yards short because he only had, I think, 11 carries. I just needed one more carry, and I'm pretty sure he would have gotten me at least 2 more yards to where JB would have won big. So JB's not happy about that. Let's see. RC says that Rhino is on Wednesday. And so, okay, yeah, so his is on Wednesday. Okay, okay. Okay, I thought so. And let's see, you says, JB, don't be a fantasy football no show, LOL. And so JB no show fantasy football? No show. That's no good there. JB would never. All right, so no return there. So let's see what the Commanders can do here as they trail 10-3. Both teams exchanged field goals. in this third quarter. And we still got about 3 minutes and 41 seconds to go here in the third quarter. SCRC says, JB, so we just pop in from a device and follow the fantasy football draft and make our picks when we should do. You said when we should do it. And so absolutely. So here's what's gonna happen, RC. What happens is you make sure that you sign in at least 15 minutes prior. I'd like to say, especially with you being newer to it, don't do like Endizo did last time, where he had to call me like for the first 3 rounds because he could not figure out how to, do the drafting and stuff like that because he was not familiar with the Yahoo process and stuff. So he had the computer had to pick his for the first 3 rounds. I think it was the first 3 rounds and stuff like that. And so, I mean, he still had a good team, but it wasn't the guys that he really wanted to take. So definitely figure that out. I suggest that you use a laptop over phone. I think some people have had problems with phones and stuff like that. So I would suggest using a laptop if possible, or maybe an iPad as opposed to using your phone to join. But again, your phone is still an option. It's just I've seen people have some problems with it. And then from that, let's see. And then obviously, knowing where you're going to be in the draft and stuff like that. So that way, when it's almost your turn, you have your queue set up how you want it and stuff like that. So that way you're ready. And hey, once it's your turn, it's not the time to be guessing. We only got like, I think, a minute to make this work. Meanwhile, pass there on 3rd and 2. He went deep, incomplete, but there is a penalty. There is a penalty. So he might be saved by the yellow hanky. Let's see. RC says this computer ain't got no love for nobody. That may be true. That may be true. So pass interference is the call there. They're going to call that one number 27 of the Patriots there and gift the Commanders with a first down. So Dow wasn't dialed in enough, apparently. Yes, at that very end when you put his arm around his waist there. If you avoid that, would have been good enough coverage. McSorley throws it. It's caught by the back in the back. It's going to pick up that first down. Laney says, Laney will be right back. All right, appreciate that. RC says, sounds like a movie. In it to win it. I mean, that's the only reason why you show up. I'd say this when it comes to also like once you make your pick, RC, have a game plan. Like don't be that guy that goes out there and drafts, quarterback, quarterback, quarterback. And then you're looking around like, oh crap, I didn't do anything else for my other, positions and stuff like that. Think about not just your starters, but your bench players. Like some of these guys, it's going to depend who they're playing this upcoming week in terms of who you want to start. And if an injury happens, obviously you're gonna need some people on your bench. Now you will have the chance, obviously, throughout free agency to pick guys up and stuff like that and swap them out. But this is your draft. This is going to be the core of your team and stuff like that. Even if you were to make a trade, it's going to come from these guys. So this draft is extremely important for how your season potentially is going to go. All right, feeds it to the back, and the back off the right guard picks up about 3 yards on the play. Oh man, he gets chunged to the ground there. Luckily, no flag there. 1:55 to go here in the third. Let's see. RC says, JB, the fantasy football draft sounds like that old Nicolas Cage movie, Gone in 60 Seconds. As RC says, you have 4 quarterbacks and 11 running backs. Oh man, if that's the case, you're always going to be shorthanded, first of all, because you won't have a receiver to start in the receiver only slot. So doesn't matter how many players you have. If you don't have anybody to put at the receiver only slot or the running back only slot or a quarterback only slot, then you just won't be able to get no points for that position. Another thing, if they're not in your starting lineup, it doesn't matter how many points they score, it's not going to count towards your total. So always remember that. As RC says, JB, what happens if you have positions open and you didn't pick anyone to play? I've seen people do it. You get 0 points for that. While your opponent will get some points at their position for that, you will get 0. So if you go out there and you say, I don't want a kicker this week for whatever reason, you get 0 for it. That's how it is. Meanwhile, the carry there grants them the first. 40 seconds left to go here in the 30. All right, so SM says number one, Kansas City. I think we all agree with that. Number two, he says the Baltimore Ravens. Okay, number three, the Detroit Lions. Number four, the Green Bay Packers. And number five, the Houston Texans. And so, okay. That's pretty good there. Pretty good indeed. Meanwhile, they're going to run the ball. He has to toss it to him to the right side. He's going to pick up about 3 yards there on the play. All right, let's see. RC says, JB, this sounds like a dumb question, right? But can we trade players? Yes or no? RC, there are no such thing as dumb questions. And yes, we can trade players. We can trade players up until the trade deadline in my league, I think is somewhere around like, it's like after Thanksgiving, it's like the trade deadline in my fantasy league. So you can make trades prior to that. Um, so yeah, just be careful who you trade with. Be careful who you trade with. There's some people out there that their trades don't make any sense. So always double check the trades and make sure that it makes sense. All right, let's see. RC says, JB, don't you have Peacock and Amazon Prime because of the football games Sunday and Thursday? I have Peacock just because Peacock is allowing me to have it for $2. The moment that they go up, Peacock is gone and stuff like that. So, yeah, so that's the only reason why I have Peacock right now. So, I don't even watch anything on it. I used to have Peacock because I used to try to watch some shows on it, but like JV can't be subscribed to everything and stuff like that. So, and as for Amazon Prime, I have Amazon Prime mostly because my wife likes Amazon Prime for the most part. So she likes to watch movies on that. And so I try to find stuff on Amazon Prime, but every good thing is you got to pay for it, and everything that's free is terrible. So, but yeah. So in other words, I already had both of those before the NFL decided that they wanted to leverage that. SM said, "What's the best trade you made?" SM, there are two trades that come to mind when I think of it and stuff like that. One trade I made with Old Man, and so Old Man offered me, I forget the details, but basically it was his first year playing fantasy. So he traded me Josh Allen, and I ended up giving him, no, he already had Mac Jones on his bench. So he traded me Josh Allen and stuff like that for basically like pecans and stuff like that. Like it was, I forget who I gave up. I know Hopkins was a part of that trade, but I can't remember who else I gave up. But basically, yeah, he gave me a quarterback and which saved me from having to go out there with Kirk Cousins that year. So I was happy about that. Another one though was when I traded Ryan Fitzpatrick to another guy in my league who traded me. I think he traded me Joe Burrow. It was a straight up trade. I think I want to say it was Joe Burrow. Um, and this was right after Ryan Fitzpatrick had got benched in favor of Tua, because Black Medicine went and took Tua out of free agency, so I couldn't pick up Tua. We had a lot of people in our league, so I needed a quarterback. I just threw up a prayer, and it got answered. He actually accepted the trade because he was not paying attention to what took place. So those two are perhaps the best trades that JB has ever made. Probably also the sketchiest ones as well, but Let's see. Braden says you can trade with me, RC. I wouldn't do it. RC says, Braden, okay, I'll take Jordan Love for Will Levis. Lewis says he's done. Preseason ends. And so yeah, he's happy about that. Happy about that. Meanwhile, Kate York for Washington. I forgot they had Kate York. Kate York comes over from Cleveland and stuff like that. So kick is up and kick is good. from 33 yards out. So the score right now, Patriots 10, Commanders 6. Let's see. RC says, Braden, that was a joke. Braden says, I know RC. He said, there's no way he'd ever do anything like that. I believe last year's quarterback for Braden was Jared Goff, in which I was stunned when he took Jared Goff. But Braden said he's here to win. So he says he doesn't care if it's for a team that he likes or not. How far did you make it last year, Braden? Were you like Final Four or something like that? I think you were Final Four. 'Cause I know in the regular season you put up a ton of points. Like especially once we hit that midway point, your team just started peaking. All right, Patriots on the return here. Nice return. Takes it to the Patriots 33-yard line, but there is a flag. Let's see. Braden says, yeah, I made it to the Final Four. You say you think you lost to 80s in the semifinals. And so 80s was not in our league last year. He was 2 years ago, that 1 year, but he was not in our league last year. He never checked his team not one time. So he was not in our league last year. But let's see. I think you either lost to the you had to lose to the Las Vegas Gamblers, I think. I think it was the Las Vegas Gamblers that probably did your team in. Let's see. RC says, JB, do you like their uniforms? And so I mean I'm good with it. I'm good with it. Like I've only seen a couple uniforms that JB just really didn't like when the Pittsburgh Steelers throw out that bumblebee looking jersey or the Packers throw out the mud and cheese jersey and stuff like that. Those are the only two jerseys that I really don't like and stuff like that. But other than that, I'm good with it. I guess I'm not too fond of the Buccaneers like throwback from when they were their losing era and stuff like that jersey. I guess I'm not too fond of that either. All right, receiver goes in motion. Shotgun here. Still Joe Milton in there at quarterback. Going to hand it to the back, and the back is going to get caught. The defender grabbed his ankle and would not let go. So Terrell Jennings goes nowhere. So RC says you're talking about the Commanders uniform, and so yeah, I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. I've got no problem with it. Yeah, JB, I guess you can say JB is more of a traditional type of thing where I'm like, why are teams changing their jersey every single season and stuff like that? But at the same point, you know, all right, Milton got to avoid somebody, and he does. Milton looking, throws it, gets the completion there. And he's going to be about 3 yards shy of that first down marker. Let's see. Braden says, what pick does he have? And so let JB investigate. Because I totally forgot what pick you got. So give JB 1 second. Hmm. Yeah, give JB 1 second here as I'm looking at my screen to try to pull it up real quick. All right, so okay, so Braden, you pick. All right, so you're 14th. 14th. That is where you stand at number 14. The good news, Braden, is that you are not directly behind me this year. So happy about that. But yeah, you are pick number 14. And again, obviously that means when you're picking in the second round, you'll be the third person to pick for the second round. Let's see. RC says, Braden, I'm drafting number 20. As if we had 20 people. Meanwhile, Milton throws that one and just incomplete. Nice effort though, but incomplete. Again, here in the fourth for 12 minutes and 17 seconds to go. Let's see. RC says, look, I don't know. I just threw out a random number. RC, I can let you know real quick your spot in the draft because JB does it very organized, in which based upon how he finished throughout the season and stuff like that, worst team picks first and stuff like that. And the champion is the only one that gets to determine if they want to select from a different spot. So if the champion does get to determine their draft spot from where they for like obviously for that first round and stuff. So that's the only thing. All right. So since you took over formerly Joe's Bold team, your spot is number number 6, is it? Yeah, number 6. All right, so yeah, RC, you picked number 6. And I believe that's right after Carmichael's draft pick. So in which last year Carmichael had number 4, I think, and he took Najee Harris at number 4. So I wonder if he'll take Najee Harris again. Let's see. Lewis says, why is Alabama negative 31.5? You said you'll take that plus 31.5 every day of the week. Let's see. RC says, I would ask JB where I pick, but I'm terrified to know. So yeah, so you're picking number 6, RC. So that's an interesting spot. All right, 3rd and 11 for the Patriots. Ball deflected again. 4th down coming up once again. Again, Patriots are up right now 10-6 here in the fourth quarter with 11 minutes and 40 seconds to go. And Lewis is thinking about his next W. RC says, JB draft Victor. Yeah, no. Wrong sport. Wrong sport. JB did basketball 1 year as a commissioner, and we didn't get to make it through the season due to COVID like ending everything. So we had one person who was undefeated at that time. My team was like, I think it was like 3rd at that time out of all of us. But yeah, JB sticks to football. Basketball is just too long. Yeah, I'm good with just football. All right, let's see. But again, we are here in the fourth, and at some point they're going to put Bailey Zappe in the game. I just wonder how much time they're going to do. But they're clearly taking a good, solid look at Joe Milton III, because if Brissett does need to miss time, we need to know if he's going to be quarterback number 2 for us. Lewis says you won back-to-back seasons in MLB and fantasy, and so, oh man, that's nice. That's nice. I've never been a part of an MLB fantasy. Like you said, 12 members. Okay, okay. I mean, I didn't know you had interest in being, part of JB's fantasy league. I mean, obviously it's a little late this season, but next season, if we get an opening, I'll reach out. Now, JB used to do more than 16 teams. The 1 year, I think I did more than 16 teams. I think I had maxed it out at 20 that 1 year, come to think of it. Yeah, JB's not doing that again. it was torture to be able to try to find anybody in free agency. It's like there was nothing there. And he said, going for your third. Okay, so Lewis is locked in. And if I know Lewis, that means it's a money league. You guys are probably paying $1,000 per person just to join the league. RC says, JB, you should do 26 teams. It's just not enough NFL players in a fantasy league that are good for us to be able to do something like that. Imagine somebody having to start a third string quarterback like Trey Lance and hope that he goes in there and gets a snap. I mean, yeah, that would be disastrous. All right, let's see. Let's see. RC says, JB, go big home or go home. Guess we're going home. Tracy looking to throw, slings it, gets the completion to the 35-yard line. And that's going to be a first down, big time play. He's been slinging it here in the second half. He's currently he's currently 9 of 17 for 89 yards. That time a tremendous drive. I mean, the safety hit his own DB. You don't make a roster like that. Looking, throws it short, caught by the back. And he's going to pick up about 9 yards on the play. And let's see, SM says 16 sounds like a lot already, to be honest. And so, yeah, you're not lying. You're not lying. We experimented one time with 20. JB said never again. Never again. 16 is the most we're going to do. And that's just how it is. That's just how it is. Because anything more than that, it's just going to be a joke in terms of like what's available in free agency. And so you have to win the draft if you have 16. Because, I mean, if you have more than 16, because, yeah, that's just too much. All right, feeds it to the back again. He picks up 2 yards and a first down. Let's see. Brandon says, I remember that there were hardly any good free agents. And so exactly, like after that year, JB had to do some like searching, like, yeah, like it can't be that way. The good news was that 15 of our participants last year actually, did a good job of checking their rosters daily and stuff like that. Because that's usually something you got to be concerned about if there's that many people. But 15 did good. And the one person who didn't do good, well, he's being replaced by RC because he just did not check his stuff and did not communicate at all. So at that point, it's like, all right, like, because that's all I look for. I don't care about the wins and the losses when it comes to, who's coming back. Is are you actively trying to manage your team and stuff like that? I think from the year before, like 2 years ago, I had let like 6 people go and stuff like that. I think from like 2 years ago. So yeah, we had lost like a lot because like they were not checking their stuff, and even if their team was having success, I was like they're not checking their stuff. So we're not here to let the computer just dominate. All right, but first and goal here for the Commanders, and the Commanders are going to hand to the back. In the back, he's running, still running, going to dive for the end zone. Is it going to be a touchdown? Is it going to be a touchdown? It is indeed going to be a touchdown here. So the Commanders get a touchdown. So just like that, the Commanders take the lead. 4 plays, 90 yards, just 2 minutes. What was the defense doing? And so let's see. Oh man, Lewis, if that's your squad, then yeah, that's why you win it. Let's see. Brandon says, I remember those Harley Gunny free. Yeah, exactly. Lewis says, whoever comes in last place this year, I got next, JB. And so, yeah, wins and losses don't determine it. But when it comes down to simply just, people not checking their stuff, that will do it for JB. The only other time I've let somebody go was this last year, Braden, or was this 2 years ago? I think it was 2 years ago. Yeah, it had to be 2 years ago because the guys that wasn't in the league last year. So 2 years ago, this one person in our league made a trade to someone else just because he gave up on his fantasy season and was trying to basically give them something for nothing and all like that. And so the moment that that happened, I basically immediately got rid of him out of the league. And I didn't even tell him. I didn't even tell him. I just went ahead and dropped him out the league because there's no room for just, compromising the integrity of the league. And so, and as commissioner, it's my job to uphold the integrity of the league and ensure that no foul play is taking place. So when that trade went through, I asked him, and the other guy, it was a warning. It was a warning to him and anyone that wanted to help him win. So JB does not play around with that. Like you would just wake up and find out that your team has been dropped because you just looked at your stuff and like, oh man, I can't access it. So JB does not play around with somebody trying to help somebody else get an easy victory and stuff like that in fantasy football. And so Laney's back. Welcome back. Again, fourth quarter with about 9 minutes, 29 seconds to go. And right now the Commanders have taken command of this game, 13-10. Lewis says, so I can't pay under the table. You couldn't even pay over the table while JB is commissioner and stuff like that. Under, over, it don't matter. It don't matter. So yeah, JB does not do that. I mean, it's one thing if it's just a bad trade and stuff like that. JB won't say anything if it's just a bad trade that goes through. But if the intent, if the intent of the trade is meant to give the other person a boost, because literally I seen that guy pick up somebody in free agency who was a no-namer, was not even a starter, and then basically the guy made the trade and gave up Justin Jefferson, for a street guy and stuff like that, and thought that that was just going to be okay, thought that was going to fly. Like what? Oh no, oh no. And the guy at the time was one of my closest friends that did that. Had to ask him. All right, stumbles on a return, gets brought down at about the 22-yard line. Helmet pulled off. Let's see, Lewis says San Francisco, Buffalo, Baltimore, Miami, Kansas City. All right, that's his top five right there. Okay, okay, okay. Looking at that list there. Okay. All right, so here the Patriots go. We got some work to do. Milton the third launches this one deep, but unfortunately, nobody's gonna be able to bring that one down. But I like the attempt though. But yeah, JB makes sure that if you're in somebody's division, you play them twice and all like that. So, because there's four divisions, since we got 16 teams, four divisions. So all division winners make the playoffs and stuff like that in JB's fantasy league. And then the four best remaining rounds out the remaining eight. Now, I do wish that there was a way that I could customize the playoffs a little bit more than what Yahoo allows me to and stuff like that, but that's the current format. Let's see, SM says, that's like Jerry West giving the Lakers Pau Gasol shout out. The great, yes, right. Jerry West, RIP. And Lewis says Super Bowl San Francisco versus any of the four. And so, okay. So he is sold that it's either going to be Kansas City or most likely somebody from the AFC East. But yes, big week for fantasy across the league here. And so JB's watching every single detail that transpires out there leading up to it. Like I tell you guys all the time, JB is always doing Draft Wizard. You go on Draft Wizard, it's free. You connect it to your Yahoo app in terms of the Yahoo Fantasy and stuff like that, and then you'll be able to pick from the spot that you are picking from in the actual draft. Because JB, I don't try to hide it and stuff like that. It's based upon record of the previous year and stuff like that, and then go ahead and make it do what it do. So I'll do a ton of Draft Wizard, and I'll use my draft board because I do like my draft board on Draft Wizard. However, I'll do a couple, very few Yahoo drafts just so I can actually get the feel of a real draft. All right, nice completion, and he's still running. He's still running. Takes it all the way to the 32-yard line. What a play! What a play, Landers. I like it. I like it. I like it. Just when you got a couple people like, okay, this game's not going to score a lot more. They're doing it for you, Lewis. They're doing it for you. This is where they rip off about 4 touchdowns for you. See if it goes in motion. Gonna hand it to the back and the back off the left side here. Still trying to chug forward for all that he could. And man, wow, 13 yards there. Takes it to the Washington 21. And that was Terrell Jennings with another carry. He's got 5 carries for 32 yards in this one with 7 minutes and 40 seconds left to go. And the Commanders up 13-10. But the Patriots, they're knocking on that red zone. SM says, no offense, JB, but I'm not drafting anyone from the Patriots. And so I understand that. I understand that. No offense taken. I mean, no offense taken. I usually start looking at them when I'm like in the round 14, round 15, and I'm like, okay, so is there anybody here? Anybody? I mean, the most popular person is Ramondre Stevenson, but anybody who's anybody knows Ramondre Stevenson comes with his own concern when it comes to injuries. I'll leave it at that and stuff like that. And not to mention, in years past, I knew that Bill Belichick had this thing where if we were moving a ball, once he got one touchdown, Bill was going to take him out. Like, he was not going to get another touchdown. Bill was not going to let somebody go up there and get a ton of touchdowns and then ask him for a lot of money. He was going to try to just deviate up. So, but now that new regime, we'll see. We'll see how that works. All right, another carry. All right, he's about 4 yards shy. But yes, SM, that would be the smart thing right there, SM, to avoid as many Pat players as possible. 6 minutes and 50 seconds to go here in the fourth. Let's see. Lewis says, anyone interested in over-unders info this year, check in here. You got you. So, Lewis, when we tune in on Friday and stuff like that, if you don't mind giving us, I guess, your heads up for the next day for those over-unders and stuff like that, I might try to get like 2 or 3 myself for over-unders for the college football and stuff like that. Because I can only use Fliff to do that. Fliff, and I think Rebet, I think. I haven't used Rebet much, but those are the only two that I can take like an over under on based upon my location and stuff like that. So, but yeah, that'll come in handy. And look at that Butterfingers, the ball all through his hand right there. All right, so it looks like here on 4th down, we want to go ahead and roll the dice here. I expect Joe Milton to try to use his legs and pick up the first down here on 4th and 4. Gets the snap, looking, moving, moving. Is he going to do what JB said? Yes, he is. But, oh, man, he's going to be short there. But there's a flag. There's a flag. Probably going to be holding. Most likely going to be holding on the offense, I would think, unless a DB happened to impede a receiver. But we'll see. Holding on the offense. Yep, that's going to be declined there. So just like that, any chance of scoring is now gone. It's gonna be on Big Boy Wallace. Let's see. SM says you might draft one of our receivers late. He said he might do it and stuff like that. And so I mean, hey, if Drake May gets to start off the year and stuff like that, I mean, he's got to throw it to somebody, right? Right. But I just got to see how the board looks. I got to see how the board looks. Because if you're asking me, am I going to draft the Giants receiver or am I going to draft the Patriot receiver? I mean, if it's not Malik Neighbors, I'm going to assume that he's already taken and stuff like that. You throw aside Malik Neighbors, yeah, I'm going to go towards the Patriot receiver there and stuff like that. I mean, like, come on now. Really? Giants? Really? So it all comes down to how the board plays out. That will determine everything for JB. JB is all about the ability to adapt in the middle of a draft. Because I'm telling you, there's going to be somebody sitting in that draft wishing on your downfall. That's going to be like, man, JB's got a pick coming up. I think JB likes this guy. I'm going to take this guy and we're in his draft strategy. Instead of just trying to create their own draft strategy, they're going to be playing to mess up JB in the draft. But that can't happen because JB's got 5 pathways. You stand in one path, I'll just take another. Lewis says, I'll share my picks on Friday, JB. Just know that on Saturday, games are any changes can make a difference. And so that is true. That is true. Esmond says, I might draft one of your receivers late. And Lewis says, I would draft the Patriots punter. Well, good thing he's not available, though. Now, in years past, though, the Patriots defense has been a solid play to draft, but it's also tough because you're in the AFC East, so that means there's going to be games where you're going to go against Tua twice, him and Tyreek and all of them. We don't know what to expect from the Jets this year, but they should be better than years past. Buffalo, they're still Buffalo. But that being said, the defense still holds their own. All right, here we go. From their own 14-yard line, and they're going to give it to the back up the middle, who's going to pick up about 2 or 3 yards there on the carry. With about 6 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter of play, and the Commanders are up 13-10. One would have to think the next time the Patriots get the football, it is probably going to be Bailey Zappe, unless they wait for the final couple of minutes. I don't know why they didn't just go ahead and cut the man, but with Jacoby Brissett getting banged up earlier, we'll see how that situation plays out. All right, shotgun. There's already a flag. Got the completion there, but there's a penalty. Let's see what this penalty is going to be. Lewis says, you better call Bobby Boucher, JB. Oh, man. Yeah, that JB's not going to make that call, Lewis. That's not happening. I'll tell you guys what, though. If you guys do any type of player props and stuff like that, I know on Underdog, Shador Sanders at 304.5 passing yards. I took the over on Shador Sanders at 304.5 passing yards for Colorado. I figure in that game there, obviously, we know they love to throw the ball a lot. They love to throw the ball a lot. And against this defense, he'll be able to throw for more yards here than he will, you know. And I feel like the game will be competitive in the sense to where he'll have to keep scoring. So I like it. And the other one I took was the over on rushing touchdowns for Omarion Hampton. Again, both of those teams play Thursday, but that's North Carolina running back Omarion Hampton. And I know he gets to the end zone. Even with Drake May gone, they're going to have to rely even more on him, especially when they get in the red zone. So I expect possibly 2 touchdowns, but for sure 1 touchdown. Let's see. RC says expectations for the Buffs this season, JB. And so almost similar to what we saw last year, really. I mean, probably about 5 wins, I think. that's probably what we should expect. Don't expect a huge jump considering the conference switch, and it's going to be very tough. So 5 wins is what JB's expecting from them. Still no O line, so still offensive line problems. Not sold on their defense, and so yeah, I'm gonna say 5 games at most, maybe 6, but most likely 5 games. Meanwhile, I mean, Commanders here moving the ball again. They're up 13-10, 4:20 left. Run and play, picks up a good 2 yards there. Again, that's Austin Jones. Lewis says, don't overlook North Dakota defense. JB Colorado is only favored by 9 at home. And so, I mean, it's because I expect, because, like, if you think of it this way, Lewis, like, even a tough defense, Colorado doesn't run the ball. So that's more pass attempts. And most likely, if the game is, still close, in which I expect that it will be close, then yeah, he's going to have to keep throwing the ball and stuff like that. And they're going to have to play their best. So to reach 305 when we've seen him get to like numbers like 335 and stuff like that, I feel like 305 is a good number to take the over on. So it's not JB disrespecting North Dakota defense. It's just realistically, his number should be higher. And so 305 is a good number to take the over on. And so I like it up until really about 315. Once we get about 315, then JB's like, all right, that's it. So it's not me saying that this is going to be like, oh, just so easy and stuff. But I do feel like, he will be able to throw the ball. Like, he's got a lot of chemistry with a lot of those receivers coming back. So I'm not going to sit here and say that my man's going to have like 220 yards passing. I think he'll get to 300. Should be 305. So that's what I think. And in terms of who's going to win and lose that one, it should be a very good game. And what week 0 has taught JB's going to stay away from that. SM says a reporter called Dion the Bruce Lee of BS. That's insane. I did see that. All right, deep pass, incomplete, and a yellow hanky comes out once again. But yeah, SM, I did see that. And so, didn't they ban that reporter? I mean, he's been notorious for taking shots at Dion. He really doesn't like Dion. But yeah, Dow with another pass interference. That's not going to help his chances to make the squad. Considering the depth there, I mean, that's a lot of penalties. And if you're playing at this point in the preseason game, you are fighting for a roster spot. You see, Lewis says, "Me too, Dion. Best you." He said he bested you twice last year. We got guys going crazy on the sideline here. Come on, guys, it's just a preseason game. Oh man. But yeah, those are JB's plays there for college football. Because I wanted to get those in early before the line moves, because JB hates when the line starts moving and stuff like that. Because then you end up like a situation today where JB falls 2 yards shy of winning 1K. So that makes JB mad. So I like to get him in early. All right, let's see. I also took the over on Isaiah Pacheco for rushing yards, since they have it at 60.5 on chalkboard, which I like that one up to about 66, really. So 60.5, I like it. And Devontae Smith, I took his over also at 56.5, because Jalen Hurts loves to throw the ball to this man early in the season. So Devontae Smith will get those yards. Let's see. SM says, do you think Trey Lance's career is over? SM, is it over in terms of his ability to ever be a starter and stuff like that in this league? I feel like he'll never be a starter, But I've seen guys like, Nate Peterman actually throw 5 interceptions in a regular season game and stuff like that and hang around. So will he hang around as a backup? Yeah, because anytime you can show these coaches like, hey, I've got this ability, they'll find a way to keep him around and stuff like that for a little bit, whether it's practice squad, backup, somebody will keep him around and they'll convince himself, at some point, like, hey, maybe this can work out. So I anticipate them. I mean, he'll hang around the league for a little bit, but I don't ever see him as a starter. I'll never see him as a starter. Lewis says 60.5 is money. Lewis gets it. He gets it. But I promise you, that line is not going to stay the same. It's going to continue to go up. It's going to continue to go up. That's why JB went ahead, had to lock that one in. And then Devontae Smith at 56.5 going against the Packers. And we know the Packers, their cornerback, highest paid cornerback in the league, is going to be going against AJ Brown and stuff like that. So, and the defense is going to be keying in and try to stop Barkley. That means Devontae Smith, he can get you at least, 60 something yards, I would think, in this game. So, because they're not going to be able to just run out this clock in the fourth. They're going to have to probably get those yards in the fourth. So that's why I chose those two. So take it from JB. If you're doing player props, get that in early. Don't wait. Because if you wait, they go up on that line. All right, first and goal. Feeds it to the back end. Oh, he gets to about the 5-yard line there. And so, oh man, they're knocking on the door again. Lewis says JB gonna get money, and so yeah, JB's got to. Got to make up for today. Falling 2 yards short. And I did it for mostly the Canadian Football League. The only exception was I took the over on Drake May because his yards was at 52 passing yards, and I knew they were gonna play him a whole half. But outside of that, I was like, what? So yeah, I knew it had to be this preseason game in which he was gonna go off. But man, it was the Canadian Football League that messed me up today. Just needed one more carry, and that would have been 1K. How to turn 50 into 1K. All right, so we got a second and goal situation here. Hands it to the back in the back. Uh-oh. Okay, good job, defense. Good job. Picked up a yard. That's it. Third and goal coming up. I need defense to get another stop here. Lewis says Vegas going to see your picks and make that call. I'll tell you what, JB is normally the king of the unders and stuff like that. I normally search for the best unders because it be irking JB when crazy stuff be happening, like a player gets hurt and stuff like that. The coach just takes him out for no reason and stuff like that. So JB tries to find the unders, but when there's limited picks, then I just got to go off what's the pure best play and just hope the injuries don't happen. But man, they be making JB mad because in the CFL, it doesn't matter if the man gets hurt after one play, they're not going to avoid that play. So that irks JB a lot. Because remember, when Vegas calls, they answer. But here we go, third and goal. Trips top of the screen, one receiver bottom of the screen here. Running back goes in motion, looking, throws it, and that is going to be, say it ain't so. They say it's a touchdown. So touchdown here late for the Commanders. 9 plays, 86 yards, 3 minutes and 9 seconds left to go. I'm sorry, time of possession with 306 left to go. And so, but yeah, Lewis is right. Lewis is right. I probably need to go ahead and make a video after this and just say my four picks so far in this one before the board goes up. So JB's trying it all, trying it all. Lewis says no points in the second quarter killed you. And so, yeah, What was the line at for the over under again? All right, so 20 to 10. So a total of 30 points in this one. Was it at like 34.5? Because if you need a hero, Lewis, if you need a hero, don't forget about your boy Bailey Zappe. It's at 36. All right, so a touchdown can get you there. You're still in it. So Bailey Zappe probably can get it for you. Will he? Probably not, but he can. But right now, Washington with a two-score lead, 20 to 10 right here. 3:06 to go here in the fourth. And Washington, remember last year, Washington was the team that was responsible for Baltimore's win streak in the preseason to end their historic win streak. Lewis needs 7. If we can get you 7, Lewis, you should buy a Patriots jersey. Matter of fact, if we come through for you, I expect your support the rest of the season for my team because I know everybody else is going to be coming at me. So I expect your support. Meanwhile, Wallace here trying to do it for Lewis, takes it all the way to about the 37-yard line here, and that's where the Patriots take over with under 3 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter of play. So we get it. They lost the game. We get it. But that don't mean that we can't go out there and put together a scoring drive here. And we need a touchdown. Field goals just won't do. So I know that they got to put Bailey Zappe in there. We haven't taken a look at him, and they said they were going to play all 4 quarterbacks. So Lewis says, let's go. All right, Zappe's in there. Against the Eagles, he looked like he was going to bring us back into the center, had a terrible snap, and that's something that you've always got to watch out for when it comes to this preseason for the Patriots. Like, my goodness. All right, but here we go. Snaps it. They're going to hand to the back off the left side. Can't exactly say he's metro booming out there, but he is picking up a couple yards here, about 4 yards there on the play. And just another reminder that the next game that we're going to be live streaming here on JB Nation is going to be on Thursday. So get your popcorn ready because by the time we hit Thursday, that means JB's basically going to be on his weekend and stuff like that. So I'll be ready to go. 2nd and 6, going to run the ball again, fighting forward, gets the first down here, almost at midfield. Lewis, you still got time. He says plenty of time. We're going to do it for you. Again, look at the first 4 games of the New England Patriots coming up here at Seattle. I'm sorry, at Cincinnati, home against Seattle, at the Jets, at the 49ers. JB's going to call it now. We're going to start off 2-2. How about that? How about that? We're going to start off 2-2. Now, which 2 teams we're going to be? I don't know. I know the Jets will be one of them, but I don't know who the other one's going to be. So we'll see about that. But 2-minute warning here. And it's going to be because of that guy, Drake May. He is going to be the reason why. I really hope that he's going to be that guy that's going to be starting week 1. I know what the team wants to do with Jacoby Brissett, but come on. He gives us excitement offensively, and we just need some hope. We need some hope. Give the kid the keys to the car. I know we're scarred by what happened with Mac Jones. I get that. I get that. But Mac ain't him. All right. Tight end goes in motion. They're opting to run the ball again here. Picks up about 4 yards there on the carry. Well, Lewis, once upon a time ago, it seemed like it was plenty of time for a touchdown. But right now, if they continue to only run the ball, you got to let Zappe throw it eventually, right? Zappe looked like he's tired. Like he already ready to go home. So already got his flight booked somewhere. He don't know where, but somewhere. Gets the snap, gives it to the back in the back off the left side here, fighting. All right, picks up some yards, but still about 3 yards shy of that first down marker. Let's see. Lewis says, I have a jersey for every team collection, JB. Oh, word? Okay. What jerseys? I guess what are your favorite, like of those jerseys? Which ones are your favorite in terms of the actual player and stuff like that for these teams? But man, that's a lot. I gotta get me a collection like that, Lewis. I do. I do. Once this channel grows to the point where your boy JB can do it, your boy will do it. All right, here we go. Gives it to the back here, and he's going to pick up a first down for the Patriots with 25 seconds left to go in this one. And one has to think that given the score and the fact they keep running the ball, that should have been the last play of the game. But they are, let's see if they're going to try to make one last deep heave. They're going to spike it with 2 seconds here. So talk to me. What's the strategy behind this? RC says, JB, is it over? I mean, we got 1 second left, RC. So did they do this so they can throw a Hail Mary up there? I don't know why you do this. You was running the ball. You saw the clock running down. You're down 2 scores. You're down 2 scores. So I don't know what this is all about. Are they fit to try a long field goal? Is that what they want to do? They wanted to try a long field goal. So, oh man, Lewis, they're opting for the field goal here. They're not opting to go for the Hail Mary, in which it wouldn't have made sense because they were just running that, they just anyways. Bailey Zappe's gone because like they didn't even let him throw one pass. But this is from 60 yards out. They want to give Joey Sly the opportunity to go out there and hit this one from 60. So let's see. Let me get the horn ready let me get this ready in case this actually goes through. Kick is up. Yeah, that's not going through. That's not going through. No good. So we'll play the missed field goal sound there. And that's it. The final score right there. The Commanders win 20-10 against the Patriots. But I saw some things I liked. I saw some things I didn't like and stuff like that out there for the New England Patriots. You know what I saw from Drake May? Absolutely loved it. I saw everything I needed to see from Drake May in this game. 13 of 20 for 126 yards and a touchdown, no interceptions. Not to mention, he also had some rushing yards as well in this one as well. So his impact was felt and stuff like that. I'll be watching and monitoring the whole Jacoby Brissett situation and all like that. But Gerard Mayo's got to let us know. I'm hoping they go ahead and start the kid here, but I feel like they still want to go the Jacoby Brissett route. So you know how that is. But Lewis wanted them to go deep. They didn't. RC says Chiefs, 49ers, Ravens, Lions, and Jaguars. Lewis is mad now. RC says, JB, they got a 10-point play in hand, man. And so, oh, man. RC said, JB, so you're telling the field goal went splosh. And that's exactly what happened. Exactly what happened. And so Laney says, good night, JB. See you Thursday. Appreciate that. And good night to you. Yes. And let everybody have a great week. Again, JB doesn't have to work on Friday. So basically, by the time we meet again, JB will actually be done with work for the week. So I'm happy about that. Not to mention all the college football games coming up. You know, Thursday is the next live stream. We'll be talking college football. Me and Old Man will collab again on Friday. That's going to be like 5 o'clock Eastern time. I just got to set that one up. That's the only stream I haven't set up just yet, but I will get to it. And so a lot to look forward to coming up. So let's have a great start to the week. Let's see. SM says May has Josh Allen potential. I agree. RC says, JB, take care until next time, bro. Appreciate that. And you take care as well. Lewis says, well, till Thursday, JB, new season, new winning record. Let's go. You're right. You're right. We got to get some W's. We got to get off to a fast start. Fast start. That's for sure. Lenny says, Jags, yes. Lewis says, you're buzzed. Good night, y'all. And so, yeah. And so SM says, peace, JB. Great streams. Appreciate that and appreciate you as always. So, yes, everyone, thanks again. Enjoy the rest of your night. Have a great start to the week and see you guys on Thursday. And your boy will be sure to set up that live stream for me and Old. I'll try to get to that tonight and stuff like that. But if not tonight, then for sure tomorrow. But yeah, see you guys next time. Signing out.